Excuse me. Perfect. This is the one I wanted to watch right here with you guys. All right, pull up. So full screen. Full screen. Perfect. This is it right here. So this is asking women about male income. What is enough, dude? I wanted to watch this guy with you guys. Let's go back to this view right here. I like this view better. So that way we're not interrupting the view of the video. What do you guys think? Is everything looking good? Is everything looking good for you guys?
Hi, everyone.
All right, let's restart this video. I'm sorry, guys. All right. I was having a little bit of difficulty there. Like I said, this is going to be scuffed. It's going to be a little scuffed, bro, because, you know, I'm getting back into this, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. So let's start this up.
Expectations are not realistic.
I don't want a Hugh Hefner. Trust me, I'd rather just be single. Thank you, though.
Well, somebody's going to have a sugar mama.
If your wife can spend more than you make.
This is wild, dude. Now, that's a lot. I've already seen that statement like 4 times, and each time it gets more and more wild, dude. If your wife can spend more money than you make, you need to make more money. Dude, that's a wild statement, bro. What? You can't be serious when you say shit like that, dude. There's no way. There's no way, bro. Like, come on. Look, these people, obviously, one of my biggest intentions with this video is, obviously, we don't know the background of these girls, right? These girls, for all we know, they can be coming from very rich and well-off families. So in their world, this might be normal. But god damn, dude, that's a wild statement to have. If your wife can spend more money than you make, you need to make more money. Bro, what? All right, let's watch this.
Having this conversation with my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we have a group of girls back with us. If you've never seen any of these girl videos that I've done in the past, what I do is bring on other women to get other women's perspectives. If you guys are a subscriber to my channel, you probably know where I stand on a lot of these topics. I have 400 videos covering my thoughts and opinions, but I think it's really enlightening and interesting to get the opinion of other women who maybe don't have a platform, or who, you know, maybe don't talk about these topics or even think about these topics. The point here is to get an honest opinion and reaction from these women.
Yeah, but who are these women? That's the problem. All right, so that's the first thing, bro. Right? Because if these women their fathers are doctors and lawyers, and they're like, you know, they live in like the nice side of, you know, Virginia, where they're dealing with estates and have horses, right? Then obviously their opinions on things are going to be a lot different than what a normal girl might see. So I feel like there needs to be some background to this video, man. There has to be some background to this video. Like, I need more information about these females, right? Are these girls from Miami? Let's be real, because Miami girls, bro, they live in a different planet. They live in a different planet, bro, than most people. Okay, so we need some background on these girls, bro.
Or bad, honest nonetheless. In this video specifically, I'm going to be asking the women about salary preferences and average male income. I've got some statistics for them, and we're going to get through this together. So let's get started. What is the ideal age for a guy that you are looking to be with?
Wait, what's her age, though? You see what I'm talking about? We're missing stuff here, right? If she's 40 and she says 19, that's a red flag. But if she's 20 and she says 19, that's normal, right? So maybe she does give that context later. I don't know. We'll see.
So I just turned 27, so like 3 years older than that. So I would say between like 31, maybe 32, just depending on like when their birthday is. So I'm
Wait. Is she? Did she say how old she was? I couldn't tell. Did she say how old she was?
27, and I would say I would want them to be older. So like my like range that I look.
No, first girl. Did you see how she was?
27, so like 3
She just turned 27. Okay,
years
all right.
older than that.
That should be like where they put her name. It should be like whatever her name was, age 27, right? Same thing with the next girl. It should be like whatever her name is, age 25. Whatever it is. In this specific question, we need that context in order to make a proper judgment on what they're saying, on what they're doing, right? Like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
So I would say between like 31, maybe 32. Just
So she likes an older guy.
when their
Okay.
birthday is.
So I'm 27, and
Right, like right there where it says Maria, like underneath it should be like age 27. Just a future, a little thought for little food for thought, right? Is that what it's called? Food for thought? Yeah, food for thought.
I would say I would want them to be older. So like my like range that I look for is 28 to 35.
I think anyone within
So I
3 to
just
5
smacked the
years
desk, I'm sorry.
either way, but probably older. Yeah,
Okay, so maybe 33.
potentially.
Okay, but what's your age? Like we need to know what the age is, dude.
If you had to choose.
There's a lot of mature. This is just recently. There's a lot of mature people at the end of their 20s who I think I have good chemistry with. So I wouldn't like.
Oh, that's a good point, right?
And then
I
there's
mean, so that's another thing too, right? Age doesn't necessarily mean maturity, right? There's a lot of people that mature earlier on in their age. Obviously, it depends on their circumstances throughout their life, right? A guy who's had to kind of figure everything out on his own is going to mature a lot quicker than somebody who's had everything handed to them, in my personal opinion. So yeah, I think age is not an indicator of maturity. But again, lady, what's your age? We need to know what your age is, right? If you're 45 and you're saying 20, you obviously not looking for something serious, right? At least that's the assumption that would be made when you say a statement like that. So we need to know. We need to know what your age is, man. We need to have a better understanding of what it is that we're dealing with in the context of this conversation.
People in their 30s, even in their early 30s, who act like they're so like they got a bum knee and stuff, and I'm like, okay, but like I don't feel broken yet. You can't go for a run with me. Just like go down a weight at the gym. I don't get it. So I don't know. It's hard. It's hard.
Okay,
to
do we wanna
Wait a
go
minute.
somewhere that-
She says if you have a bum knee, you just go down a weight in the gym, bro. What the fuck, bro? You can be 19 and have a bum knee. Age doesn't mean you're gonna have a bum knee just because you have. What the hell? Okay, whatever. I think I'm nitpicking too much here. I'm sorry. Let's just watch the video.
No, maybe 30.
Yeah.
Okay, 30. We'll
Yeah.
just go with your age.
I really like 28 to 36 max, or like 37.
Sorry, I'm
max.
playing a lot with
Like,
the mic.
not
I'm trying
in
to figure out the
40s,
right
like
angle for
still
this.
in 30s, because I feel like they've matured. They kind of have gotten settled in their careers. They know what they want. They're not really looking. There's less of a chance that you'll find somebody who like is just looking to play games.
Okay, and how
Okay, but there's guys that are fucking 50 that are playing games still. Like age doesn't reflect maturity. Age doesn't reflect. Like I know guys who are 19 years old that already want to settle down, have kids, and be married. Right? And then I know guys that are 50 years old that are still going to strip clubs and bars and clubs. Age is not an indicator of maturity. So I know generally that's what that means, right? Generally, if a guy's older, he tends to be more mature, but that's not a guarantee. I'm playing with the mic a lot. I'm so sorry about that. I'm trying to find the right. I don't want it to be in the frame, but if I put it too close, it's gonna pick up the audio of the video. So I'm trying to find like the happy medium here. I'm sorry, guys.
How old are you?
I'm gonna be 24.
Yeah, you see, it's picking it up right there.
Okay.
So
you're
I'm
basically-
pretty young.
By the time this video comes out, you'll be 24.
Okay.
So if we have to pick one age, you said between 28 and 36. What did we say, like 32?
Yeah, I would say 30. No, probably like 30 is perfect to meet them, and then we can get married when they're like 32.
I feel like the bracket that I'm normally looking at, or the roster, I guess, I don't know, between like 29 and like, I don't know, 37, 38, I guess, because I just feel like all guys that are honestly between 24 to 28, they don't really want anything serious at all.
I would say 20.
Wait. What? I feel like all guys that are honestly
Between 24 to 28, they don't really want anything serious at all.
again. Well, I guess that's the point of this video, is for stereotypes. But again, that's not age is not an indicator of maturity. I know I said this like 6 times already. I'm sorry, but age is not an indicator of maturity. So again, you can't go based off of what is a person's age and dictate whether or not that person wants to be serious or not. That's not the way the world works.
I would say 27.
Okay, and how old are you?
23.
I would have.
There's another weird, not weird, but something that's interesting here. Do all women want older guys? Why is that? Right? So, like, is it because guys that are older are already more established in their careers, so they would have more stable income? Right? Like, let me take a step back here. So normally, the general consensus is that women, this is what a lot of red pill guys are saying, which I don't believe, but right, if we're gonna go based off what they're saying, women want guys with resources, right? Women are chasing guys for the resources that they provide. So like older guy would obviously have more stable resources and be further along in his career path, thus having more resources than someone who's like 19 who's working at McDonald's or something like that, right? So, but my question is, are the women foregoing physical attractiveness for financial security? Is that what they find attractive, right? Like, there's a lot to package there. There's a lot of questions in just that in those statements right there, right? Or do they like older guys because they believe older guys have more maturity? But then again, what does more maturity mean, right? Are they going to be more emotionally mature, more financially mature, more socially mature, right? Does a more mature man know what they want out of a relationship? Is that what they find attractive, right? There's a lot to package there in that small sentence. What is that? What do they mean? What do you mean, right? I really wish I can get some more context from these statements.
To say the person that I would marry right now would probably have to be between 32 and maybe 43.
Okay.
Between like 30 and 40s. Yeah, I'm 28. So I feel like the person I'm with needs to be a lot more mature than me.
Okay. So do we want to go like 37?
They keep bringing up mature. What does that mean when you say mature? Right? What does that mean, mature? What's mature? What about them is mature? I don't know. This is confusing. This is kind of confusing. I'll be right back. There's somebody on my door again. I'm sorry about this, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. The question is, how much do you want them to contribute in the household income? Right? Again, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, if you were tuning in live, I said it's a partnership. You and your partner are a partnership, which means everything should be 50-50 for most things, right? Obviously, if you want to treat your girl and you want to go out and to eat, I personally like paying for my girl because I feel like that's like a way to make her feel special. Like, I appreciate your time spending your time with me so much so that I'm willing to pay for the dinner that we just had, right? To me, that's how my brain works. So let's go ahead and start that from here. Let's see what they say.
Income do you personally want to contribute? Like, do you want to be the
Dude,
breadwinner?
my fucking chair is super loud, bro.
50-50? Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife or mom?
Okay.
I would be comfortable contributing 50-50,
Okay.
but I would prefer that it be more so like 40-50.
Okay.
Like me.
Wait. So where's that 10%? wait a minute. Math is hard. I understand math is hard. 40-50 is 90%. There's still a 10% that is missing. Who's paying that 10%? The dog? Is the dog paying the 10%? Because if dogs can pay 10%, bro, I got 2 dogs. The motherfuckers better start paying some rent, bro, because this shit is expensive. Wait a minute. I'm just busting balls. I know what she means, but fuck, bro. So again, why should it be 40-60 though? Right? Are you automatically saying that right? There's 2 ways to go about it. Are you worth more than he is, so thus she should pay more to have you with him, or vice versa? You think he's worth more, so does he should pay more? Right? This is like a weird little dynamic. What does that mean? Right? What does that mean?
40, 60, like you the 40, them the 60.
Yes.
I'd be okay with. You know, I never thought of this. I don't know.
How do you never thought about this? Wait a minute. How have you never thought about this? Have you never planned on living with any guy you've dated? Right? At some point, this conversation that had to have happened. Right? If any relationship you have had have gotten to the point where it might be serious, to the point where you guys are gonna live together, this conversation had to have happened. Or you've just been dating baller ass dudes that are just gonna pay the rent, pay your cell phone, pay your car insurance, pay your car note, and everything. You haven't had to deal with it, all right? This is why I said the background here needs to be the background context needs to be had. What are these girls' background? Where are they? Do they live in Los Angeles? Are they dating these high caliber guys? I shouldn't be saying high caliber. They're not. These guys with high amounts of income, where they can essentially live off of them. What is the context here? You know.
No, these weren't the things that I fixated on the most when I envisioned my partner. But if I had to throw it out there, like maybe half or a little under half, I'm probably...
We'll go 50-50 top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
50-50 is normal. 50-50 is like, that's like the bare minimum to me. I think it should be 50-50. Obviously, if I'm making a lot more income than she is, right? Like if I'm making 100 grand and she's making 30 grand, then at that point, you know, if her paying 50-50 means that she stays with like $100 a month in her bank account, then obviously that needs, you know, that dynamic needs to be changed. It should be something that I think 50-50 should be the bare minimum, but it's definitely a conversation you need to have with your partner, where you can both come to an agreement where you both would feel comfortable paying a certain amount of money and still maintaining the lifestyle that you want to maintain, whether that be cutting back some expenses or making more income to make that happen, right? Does that make sense?
So I personally, I would not mind contributing like majority, but I would say no more than 70% of household income.
Also, she's willing to pay. That's the first girl that's willing to pay more, bro. That's badass. That's badass. That's fucking dope. All right, let's try this again.
So I really want to be a stay-at-home mom. So like, if that doesn't work out with the person I'm with, then it doesn't work out. But that is like how I picture myself as a mom and a wife. So I guess I wouldn't be contributing.
This is what I mean when I say we need to have more background. So if she comes from a household where the mom was a stay-at-home mom and the dad paid for all the bills, then obviously she would expect the same of her family, right? So if her dad was a fucking lawyer, right, paid all the fucking bills, and the mom was a stay-at-home mom, then all she would expect the same of her, right? So that's what I'm saying. We need that context. We need that background of what's exactly going on.
I don't want any of my income to be...
This bitch is dumb. This is what I'm talking about. This is the type of girl. So this is what feeds the red pill community. Things like this, bro. Why would you say? Okay. This is the conversation we needed to have. Why would you say in your right mind that you would not want any of your income to go into the household? Like you're making two statements here. You're either saying that I value myself so much that in order for a guy to have me, he needs to pay for me for everything. He needs to maintain me because I'm a child and he needs to maintain me. Or you're saying that, how do I say this without fucking sounding like an asshole? Essentially, what you're saying is that you don't deserve to, you don't deserve to have any responsibility. That you shouldn't have any burden on yourself. That this is not normal. What she's saying is not normal.
Needed in the family. I want the man to be 100% the supporter, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to work and I'm not going to have my own business or whatever. So again,
so what? She gets to have money to do whatever she wants. She gets to work and buy bags and shoes and go out with the girls. And the guy just works, comes home, pays the bills, and watch TV because if after he pays the bills, he's probably gonna be broke. He got no money to do anything else. So you deserve to live life to the fullest, and the guy deserves what? To maintain you? That's what I'm saying. This is the type of stuff that feeds into the red pill, bro. Like, come on. Like, do better. Do better, bro. Do better.
You would want the family to be able to live solely off of your
Yes,
husband's income.
100% solely off of my husband. I don't want me to have to use my income at all, but that's not because I'm not going to be working or I'm not going to have my own stuff going on. It's just because I want the freedom to be able to take care of my kids for the first.
What about his freedom? Right? Like, again, not all girls think like this. All girls act like this. My wife doesn't act like this. Thank God. This is why I love her so much. She wants to, like, she feels bad if she ends up paying more than I do on anything, right? But girls like this are what's causing the incels community to fucking grow. Like, in what world do you live in? And again, I guess this is where we need to have the context argument. Like, maybe she comes from a household where that was the normal. Maybe to her that is normal. I don't know. But me personally, I feel in the average woman cannot expect that a man will pay for everything, and for her to keep working and just rack up her money and do nothing, right? I think that's ridiculous. I think that's super selfish. I think that is self-entitlement to its fullest, that you don't deserve to contribute any of your earnings to the household. It's like if you're separate, it's like I don't want any responsibility. I don't want anything on me. I just want to be a boss babe, and I just want to go out and have fun, and I want to make my own money. And bills, no, you can handle that because I'm beautiful, I'm strong and independent, and if you want to be with me, you have to pay for everything. Like, what? What is wrong with you, bro? There shouldn't be a set distinction as to who contributes a certain percentage. I think you should each try to earn as much as possible. I agree 100%. Thank you so much for tuning in, Nobi Cobra, dude. This is crazy, bro. This is the shit that like breeds that toxic ass community. And I'm not by no way saying that I'm a part of their community or support that community. I think they're fucking insane, right? But again, if the bare minimum should be 50-50, or at the very least, there should be some sort of contribution happening that you're contributing to the household, bro. That is also your house. That is also your phone. That is also your car, right? Like it's a partnership. It's not. You're not a bystander in your life. That's a part of your life. You and like your man or your husband or your partner or whoever, like, you guys are a team against the world. So it's not he takes care of everything and I'm just there just living my life and let him do everything. That's not the way this works, man. You gotta wake up to the real world, bro. This is what I'm talking about. This is the type of stuff that like just aggravates that community. And I'm one of those guys that I always try to see the other side. And when girls specifically, when women or people in general, because guys do this shit too. When people make comments like this, where they're like, I don't want to pay any bills, the guy should support me. Bro, you're delusional. You're fucking insane. You're being super fucking selfish, and you need to come back to reality, bro. That doesn't work that way. And again, I don't know what her background is. For all I know, the way she was brought up, that might be normal, right? Her dad might have been, the head surgeon at one of the largest hospitals in the world. Guy's making 6-7 figures a year. High 6 figures, if not 7 figures a year. And yeah, the wife doesn't do shit, right? But the average woman cannot expect that the average man will pay for all their stuff. You are delusional. You are crazy.
Just like 7 years of their life, I want to be a stay-at-home mom and be with them basically 24/7.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We were just watching this video. Apparently these women are being asked what the ideal man's income should be. I know this video has been popping up a lot on YouTube. I've only watched snippets of it at other people's streams, so I just wanted to watch the entire video on my own and see what is going on and give my opinion on it. By all means, let me know in the comments or in the chat what your opinions are. I would appreciate it so much. But yeah, you're right. There shouldn't be a set discussion as who to contribute a certain percentage. Each person should strive to grow as much as possible together, because you are a partnership. It's not the man does everything and I just sit back and watch and cheer him on. Hey babe, yeah, keep going. No, this is one of my biggest contentions with the incel and the red pill community. Those guys make it seem that women are just a hole you stick your dick into. No, they are a person. They have their own goals, their own ambitions, their own drives. Now, with that being said, the opposite side of that spectrum is the guy is also not just the wallet. He's not just there to pay your fucking bills. He's not just there to take you out to eat for free. You know, he also has his own goals, dreams, and ambitions. Both of you guys, as people, should work together for either a common goal or to pursue to the best of your ability to both be as successful as you can with each other. It's not rocket science.
In the family structure, so that's pretty much the only reason why.
Okay, so you would choose stay-at-home mom. So 0%, we'll say.
Yes.
Okay.
I think 50-50 is definitely
See,
acceptable.
normal. This is a normal girl. 50-50, definitely acceptable. 100%. 100%. That's normal. Like that whole what do you like that whole craziness you're saying about? That's insane.
I wouldn't enjoy feeling like someone has to take care of me. I don't like relying on people or men or really anyone for money. I think that's totally
100%
unacceptable. That's just how I was raised.
If I'm painting a picture, if it's my ideal life, I would love to just be a stay-at-home wife with some hobbies and, you know, raising a family, because that's just the way I grew up. You know, I had a stay-at-home mom, and it was just
You see, that's the context I'm talking about. So, perfect example right there. She grew up like this, so of course she expects that because that's what she knows. But just hear what you're saying. I would love to be a stay-at-home mom with some hobbies, you know, taking care of the kids. Right? What about your partner's hobbies? Does he now not get to have hobbies? Does he not get to have fun and come home and relax? Does he also now not get to take care of the kids because you're right? So it's a partnership. It's a 50-50, right?
really good environment to have.
Okay, so ideally that's what you would want.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%. She didn't question it. There was a thought in her mind that she could possibly be wrong. 100%. 100%.
About your ideal lifestyle. Okay. So thinking about a house, how many bedrooms, how many square feet, what are we thinking?
I mean, I don't need
we're talking about houses now. 1 second, I just got to text my girl.
Thing, you know, crazy spacious, but I definitely do want a big enough home where everybody can have their own, you know, individual selves and space to feel comfortable. So just depending on lifestyle and family, at least 3 to 4 bedrooms for sure.
That's a big house. That's a big 3 to 4 bedrooms is a big house, bro. That's a huge house, dude.
That's because God forbid there's more than one girl in the house. That'll be drama. And definitely like a big backyard. So at least 5 acres, you know, to roam.
5 acres, dude? Yo! 5 acres. No! You know how big? Can I pull up how big 5 acres is? Oh, I put the I held shift when I typed in. 5 acres is 217,000 square feet. Can it's like a visual representation, bro. That's 5 acres, bro. Can I make this bigger? Can I make this bigger? Can I make this bigger, dude? I feel like I'm shitting on this girl. I'm not trying to, but 5 acres is a lot. 5 acres is a lot. That is 5 acres, bro. That's a lot. That is a lot. 5 acres is a shit ton of fucking space, bro. That's a football field. That's bigger than a football field. You want a house that's bigger than a football field. Bro, 5 acres is insane. Holy shit, is 5 acres insane, bro. God damn. Look at that. For comparison to a car. Okay. I'm going to stop shitting on her. But, dude. Dude. Look how many houses. Look how many houses fit in an acre. Look how many houses fit in an acre, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 houses at least. Probably more, dude. There's probably like 11 houses that fit on that 5 acre lot. 5 acres is, I think she fucked up. I think she's just wrong. I think she just worded it wrong. There's no way she believes 5 acres is what she wants for a house. That's insane, dude. Oh my God, that's a lot, bro.
On is what I aspire to have, and then square footage on a house. I really don't even know how to like scale something like that. I don't like 4,000 to 5,000 square feet, maybe.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, she definitely fucked up. Because we just went over 5 acres is 217,000 square feet, right? She's saying 4,000 or 5,000 square feet. So I think she just misspoke. There's no way 5 acres, bro. That's insane. Oh my, 5 acres is a lot. That's a lot, bro.
Like
That's a lot.
If I need to go bigger, obviously, you know, we'll go bigger. That's no question. But just a nice, comfortable size home.
Okay, and then how many kids do you want?
2 to 3. If
Okay.
2 boys and a girl would be ideal.
Okay, and what about a car? I know you like cars.
Yeah, if it could be anything.
She better not be saying some crazy shit. She best not be. She kind of already fucked up with the acreage. She best not say some crazy shit. She best not say some crazy shit. Like I guarantee you, she's gonna say like a Mercedes or like a Lexus or like a BMW. Like those are expensive cars, bro. Right? Like a decent Mercedes, like an SUV, is like $60,000-$80,000, right? That's an expensive car. Like she best not go crazy.
If it's my dream, it'd probably be a Pagani BC, which is like a hypercar.
A Pagani? Wait, I don't even know what that is. What a? It best not be what I think it is. Bro, what? What? How much does this thing even cost? Bro, this girl's delusional, bro. $3.4 million, dude. Are you fucking... Wow, dude. Wow. I was expecting like a Mercedes, like a BMW. Nah, this chick said a $3.4 million car. Because, that's nothing, baby. My man, that's nothing. That's what he makes in a year. Bro, this is crazy. Oh my God, bro. I can't, dude. Oh man.
But
I don't even know what that is.
Oh my gosh, they're so sexy. So that would be.
How much is that car?
I don't even know. Probably at least like 1.5 mil for sure.
3.4 million. Okay, it's double that. It is double that. Dude, you are insane, lady. What the fuck?
At least I don't even know.
Okay, so what about not the dream car, but
something more realistic that I would get.
Just to give us a ballpark, like a kind of a range.
Maybe like some sort of like F12 Ferrari.
More realistic is an F12 Ferrari. Bro, what? No! I can't, dude. I can't. What does an F12 Ferrari cost, bro? What does an F12 Ferrari cost? Oh my god, dude, she lives in another planet. 285,000. That's the price of a house. That's a house on wheels, dude. What is wrong with this lady? Oh my god. Wow. $3.4 million car. You know, let's get more realistic. Let's get us a fucking Ferrari. What
Like an A12 super fast would be super cool, or maybe like a.
Oh, she wants 5 acres and a Ferrari. Dude, she wants to marry Bill Gates, bro. She wants to marry Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. Right? These are the only type of guys that would afford that could afford that shit. She's in another planet, dude. Another planet.
458.
Okay. How much are those?
Would
Like
be
80?
ideal. No, those are probably depending like 300,000.
I mean, she wasn't that off with the price on this one. She knows that one. She knows that price. Fucking no, $300,000 car. More realistic. Let's be more realistic here. $300,000 car.
525K.
Oh,
Just depending on
fuck.
what you go with.
She's a car girl.
Love them.
All right, and then what about vacation? How important is travel to you? Like international? What are we thinking?
So I've not done any crazy international travels personally, but I'm always open to exploring.
I mean, after that comment, I'm expecting like Ibiza, like, you know, the Cayman Islands, right? Like, I'm expecting some crazy shit right now, dude. She's gonna go hard,
And
bro.
I love the oceans, so like French Polynesian Islands.
Bro, what did Yo! She's on another planet, dude. She's in another solar system, dude.
Would be super
Fuck
cool
it.
to vacay for a little while, or
Super cool vacay for a little while. Bro, what the fuck? Bro! I can't, man. She's crazy. She's fucking crazy, dude.
Australia, something
So it's
like
something
that.
you'd like to do.
Yeah,
Australia's normal. Okay, that's normal. Australia's normal, right? Sydney, a trip to Sydney. I don't know how. I mean, what does that cost? A trip to what is a round trip? What does that cost? What does that a typical trip to Australia cost? How's a trip to so $1,400, $1,000 a day for a 7-day trip. So $7,000. That's not crazy. It's not crazy. It's expensive. Still expensive. Still an expensive vacation. But it's not a Ferrari. It's not a Pagani. It's not a 5-acre lot. You know, it's not top 0.001% lifestyle, you know?
absolutely.
Okay.
It's not a huge priority for me, but it's definitely something that is on the list.
The car is more important than the vacation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Pagani? 100%. 100%. My question is that for her? Is the Pagani for her, or are they sharing the Pagani? What would even be driving a Pagani in traffic? How would that even go? Right? Aren't supercars like manual only? They don't have automatic supercars. So how would that even be to drive that shit in traffic, bro? That shit must be so annoying. What the Oh, bro. Okay, let's move on to the next row.
if I was a stay-at-home mom, it would be because we're financially okay without me working. And like if we were in a position where that wasn't the case, then I would 100%.
I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked by the last girl, dude. Oh, dude, that is crazy, bro. 5-acre house. What you say? The southern Italian islands for vacation. Pagani for a car. Let's be more realistic. Let's get a Ferrari, bro. Yo, I can't. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
With that.
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
But I want
that
to
shit's
have
wild.
like 3 kids, so you'd have to have a bigger house for that. So I don't even know because I've never owned a home. Maybe like I don't know what's normal. Like is 3,000 square feet normal?
I think 3,000 square feet is normal. Actually, average. Oh, I can't even type, dude. Home size. Oh, never mind. That's double, almost double the average square footage of a house. That's a pretty decent sized house. What does a 3,000 square foot house look like? I can't type. Holy shit! Bro. These are like, holy shit. They're like a realtor. I want to see how much these things would go for. They're not cheap. This is like $1 million house. $1 million house right there. These are this is 8,000, 9,000, 6,000, 5,000. Let's find one that has like 3,000 acres, dude. $8,000, $7,000, 4,000 acres, $1 million house. And that's here. Let's I don't know. Let's put Los Angeles, because I'm sure that these women are from California, dude. I'm almost positive that these women are from California. Dude, look at these fucking, bro. 19 acres. 19 acres. Holy fuck. That's a big house, bro. Jesus. 3,000 square feet in Los Angeles is 3.2 million. That looks like don't tell me that doesn't look like Franklin's house in GTA, dude. Tell me that doesn't look like Franklin's house in GTA, bro. A little bit, right? Like, on a little bit. Bro, that's a house. That's a fucking house, dude. Holy shit. Okay, I mean, it's not a Pagani. It's not a Pagani, but it's still a big house.
Might be big.
Yeah, would you say like 4 bedrooms? Like
Yeah.
a 4-bedroom home, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what about like cars? Would you want to drive a luxury car? Or do you not really care about that?
I don't care about cars. I know a lot of people do. Like, I drive a Mazda and I'm like perfectly happy with it. So
Okay, she has a Mazda. Okay. Okay. She's more normal. So far, her answers have. Yeah, I think the first girl just set our expectations so high now that like anything sounds normal, dude.
It's a big thing to me.
Okay, and then what about vacations? Would you want to travel internationally, things like that?
Yes, I love traveling. Like, I think experiences are like the most like invaluable thing in life. So I would love to be able to travel domestically and internationally.
How many square feet would your house be?
Oh, minimum 23.
Okay.
2,300.
Oh, 2,300 square feet. Again, that's more normal.
She knows. And how many kids?
So that kind of depends on the person. I would be okay with none. And also, like, it just depends on their values. I would say, ideally, though, my max would be 4.
Okay.
She went from 0 to 4. That's a big range. That's a kind of a big range, right? So you'll be okay with 0, but max 4. I mean, it's whatever.
What about a car?
Maybe. That's whatever.
I want a car where it's nice and it stays nice. I know ideally if you have kids, that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like, personally for me, an SUV, Cadillac Escalade, you know, the OG like mom car of like, well, back in the day.
I know Escalades are expensive, but they're not. I don't think they're BMW, Mercedes expensive, right? Not like a luxury car. Are they? I don't know. It's been a while. I don't fucking know, bro, anymore. After the pandemic, I don't know what anything costs anymore. $80,000. I mean, it's not crazy. Not crazy. It's a little expensive still, but I mean, if you know, 15, what is it? $80,000 paying off in 15 years. Let's see, in 5 years, 80,000 divided by 5, $16,000 a year. With interest, it's probably gonna be something like close to like $20,000 a year. Oh, but the as shown is $100,000. It's a $100,000 car. Okay, $100,000 car. That's a little expensive. That's a luxury car.
I would say.
That's a luxury car.
And then what about vacations? Do you want to travel internationally? Is travel important to you?
Yes. Travel internationally. I would love to go to Maldives.
Maldives? Isn't it, first off, isn't it Maldives? Pretty sure it's Maldives. I'm pretty sure it's Maldives. What is that trip to? It's not like expensive as fuck. Maldives. It's an island, right? Maldives vacation costs. How much it costs? What is 78,000 RS? I don't know what that is. USD? How much is the trip to? Whoa. 30 grand? But that's a huge range. It could be $600,000 to $30,000. I mean, in the middle would be 15 grand. That's a lot of money still.
Tropical environments.
Okay, describe your ideal lifestyle. So house. What's your house? How many square feet?
Shoot, like I never even thought of this.
Bro, what have you thought about, dude? Like, you never thought about paying rent? You never thought about a house? Like, what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? Is there anything you're thinking about in life?
Okay, what about how many kids do you want?
I thought in terms of like family, this guy's got to be funny. We need to have inside jokes. Like,
She's thought about the guy, but she hasn't thought about the house. She hasn't thought about kids. Well, to be fair, she hasn't said anything yet about the kids. She hasn't thought about what else does she hasn't think about? The house. She hasn't thought about what else does she hasn't think about? Bro, she hasn't thought about anything.
Kids probably if we're financially able to, like maybe 3 kids.
Okay, 3 kids. So maybe like 4-bedroom house.
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
and what about car? Do you care about a car?
I like my Jeep.
Okay. What about vacation?
A Jeep, okay, that's normal. Jeep is normal. 4 kids is a little. I mean, me personally, I think in today's day and age, that's expensive to have 4 kids. 4-bedroom house is a big house.
Vacation. Do you want to travel
But
internationally?
again,
Is that
she hasn't really thought about this shit, so we can't really. You know.
important to you?
I feel like vacations is where I kind of would like to be financially stable enough to do fun things like that, and yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Get ready, boys. Get ready, boys.
I don't care about the square footage of the house. I just want it to have enough space for me and however many kids we have. If we have 1 kid, we can just have 1 bedroom for them, like an extra bedroom, so a 2-bedroom house. If I have 5 kids, then I want to have a 5-bedroom house, or a 6-bedroom house, because we need a bedroom.
So I'll ask you then, how many kids do you want, like ideally?
I want 2 kids.
Okay.
So she I mean, I don't. She wants the man to pay for everything, but she also doesn't care about the living situation. So ideally, we can live in a 1-bedroom apartment in bumfuck Idaho, rents $1,200, and the guy pays for everything. I mean, it's not crazy, right? It's not Pagani. Pagani's the max right now. Everything, I'm comparing everything to that Pagani, bro. That Pagani is fucking insane, dude. All right. So compared to that, I mean, it's not crazy.
So we'll base the house off the 2 kids. So you would want like a 3-bedroom, right?
I would want 3-bedroom, yeah. Maybe like an office added, but I don't care about any luxury finishes or whatever. I would want it to be nice. I don't really care about like a swimming pool or anything crazy like that.
Okay. She's like coming. She was on fucking Mars. She's like now on the moon, bro. You know what I'm saying? She's coming back down to Earth, right? So the living situation doesn't matter. She doesn't want anything fancy. She just wants the guy to pay for everything. She doesn't care about the house. She doesn't care about kids. She cares about pools. She doesn't care about anything luxury. She just wants the guy to pay for everything. So, okay. So she just wants to be financially free. She wants to be taken care of. Not crazy, right? It's not crazy. Still a little selfish, me personally, but it's not crazy.
It doesn't matter if we're super wealthy. I still would want to like be within our means,
Okay.
like, within our needs.
Okay. What about a car? Do you care about the car?
I do kind of care about cars. I do like luxury cars. I think they're nice and I think they're sexy. But again, I would never go above. I would never want to be struggling because we're paying a crazy car payment. It's only if we had enough money that we could afford a luxury car. And even
Wait, correction. It's only if he had enough money to afford a luxury car, first off, because she wants him to pay for everything. But again, what she's saying is not crazy, right? I don't think she's saying anything crazy. Again, Pagani, she's like here. Like, the only crazy thing she said is that she wants none of her income to get attributed to the household. None at all. That's the only crazy. Other than that, everything else seems okay. Seems normalish.
even then, like, I wouldn't want like a Lamborghini. I like BMW and Mercedes just because
What'd I say? What did I say, bro? I knew that shit was gonna come up. Obviously, it came up a lot later than I thought. I thought it was gonna come up a lot sooner. But again, Ms. Pagani over there set the fucking bar super fucking high. So now BMW and Mercedes looks normal compared to that. But again, BMW and Mercedes are not cheap cars.
Nice.
They're not cheap cars.
But I would get like just a nice car that I could drive my kids around, and then my man can drive whatever car he wants. I would definitely like a luxury car.
Okay, so ideally you would like a luxury car. What about vacations? Like, do you want to travel internationally?
That look to the side, bro. That look to the side. What does that look to the side mean? Is that like one of the fucking, is that like is that like one of the camera guys like laughing at her? I don't know. What is that? I don't know.
Is travel important to you?
Travel is very important to me. It was ingrained into the way that I grew up. Like, I've been traveling. I've been to like 10 countries. I love traveling, so I want to keep that up.
Okay.
Job that I have, or the job that my husband has, is going to be some sort of income that is not based off of them working, if that makes sense. Like,
the income that they have is not based off them working. So she's talking about like she wants them to like own stuff, like be like a business guy, or they like own properties and get like rental income, or like they own businesses. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. Let's see. See what she's talking about.
Like, I would want my husband to own a business.
Yeah, own a business. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this. So what's running through my mind right now is usually business owners that are single, right? Because most of the time, the guy who's a business owner becomes a business owner. He doesn't, and he gets married, gets the wife, the kids, and then he starts a business. It's very rare that a guy who's single starts a business. You know, the outliers are like obviously YouTubers and stuff like that. But usually when you're young, your focus is not building a business. That's usually later in life when you've already are established. So guys who are single at that point in their life, they're not looking, they're most likely they've been divorced or just gotten out of a long-term relationship, and they're not looking to get into another one. They've already got the incomes to live the life that they want to live. So they're more likely to like get with younger girls or to have fun, I think. I might be wrong. She said she was, what, 27? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, she's pretty. I don't know. Maybe she can get, I don't know. Maybe she can
I
get
would
somebody.
own a business, and it would be able to run or function without us, and we should be able to never have to we'll always be retired, or we're never retired. Either one.
So like,
That's tricky. Because it sounds to me like she wants all the attention without the work. How do I phrase this? So she wants all the attention, all the husband's attention, but she also wants him to have the money as if he's working all the time. I feel like unless the guy is like super successful in business where he has multiple, I feel like that's going to be hard to achieve with in modern, because normally in like, how do I say this? How do I put these words together? I feel like most successful people that don't own a business are constantly working, right? Which is why they have a hard time being in relationships, because they can't commit enough time and attention to their partner, right? The reverse of that is the guy who has a lot of disposable time usually doesn't have a lot of disposable income because he's not working as much, right? So for you to find that happy medium, I feel like that's a low percentage of the population that is able to dedicate enough time to maintain a nice, strong, healthy relationship and also be financially free enough to do so. I feel like there's a very small percentage of people that can do that. I don't think that's normal. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's not, I don't feel like that's normal.
passive income, I guess is what that is.
Yeah, I would want to be, that is a goal, yes, just to get to passive income.
I'm gonna go with like, I feel like 21 to 2200 square feet.
Okay, that's reasonable. How many kids do you want?
Well, I haven't had one yet, so I don't really know what that pain endurance is really gonna be like. So for right now, I'm gonna stick with 2. I'll say that, and probably about like 5 bedrooms in the house. You always
Wait a minute. Ain't no 5-bedroom house 2,000 square feet. I don't think so. Ain't no 5-bedroom house 2,000 square feet. That's for damn sure.
have to have an extra bedroom, and then the walk-in closet has to be in my bedroom. So.
All right, that might be a little more than 2,000 square feet.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
about a car? Do you need a luxury car? What, like, are you okay with regular car?
No, I'm not okay with a regular car. I'm not at all. I love cars. I feel like when you get into it every morning, or you're getting out of work, or you're getting out of work going to your car, it's something that you look at and you're like, damn, like I'm happy I'm working for something good, and that makes me feel good. It makes me happy. So I enjoy having a nice car.
Okay.
I had a Mercedes that I really enjoyed. And then I've had Volkswagens, and I have one now, and I love Volkswagens. So I say the
Volkswagens aren't crazy. Volkswagens aren't crazy, dude. I think Volkswagens are semi-normal. Okay.
those top 2 are good. Acuras are cool, but definitely
Acuras, okay. That's like this is like not low tier, maybe like semi-low tier, like almost mid tier, right? To me, mid tier is like Lexus. It's like a mid tier. Acura, I guess, would fall in the mid tier, but then Volkswagen to me are low tier. I don't know. It's like it's normal.
Mercedes and Volkswagen. I feel like those are my top tier faves.
Okay. What about vacation? Do you want to travel internationally? How important is travel to you?
Well, let me tell you, extremely important. I would like to travel to Fiji.
Bro, there it is. There it is. There it is, bro. I mean, I guess once, maybe. I don't. What does a vacation to Fiji cost? USD. I can't spell today, boys. $174 a day. That's not a lot. I don't know why. I always had this notion that traveling to Fiji was expensive. It's not a lot, I don't think. So mid-range is 2800 FJ. So what is 2800 FJ to USD? $1,200. That's not bad. That's not crazy. That's not crazy.
Really badly. I'd love to go to Italy. I'd love to go to, Tuscany,
All right.
Greece.
Big vacays. All right.
Big vacays. They go on and on and on.
So how many kids do you want? You have one right now, correct?
Yes. So I have one child. I like to have one child. I'm enjoying this. Don't feel like I'm ready for another kid, just because I still view myself as a young person, and I feel like children can be limiting in a lot of ways, especially since I am single. But if I had a partner, I think I would like to have 1 to 2 more children, so 3 altogether.
Okay.
By the time I'm 32. Like, once I turn 32, I think I'm cool. Like, I'm gonna be comfortable with my one child for the rest of my time.
This is a hot take. I don't know. I was thinking about whether I should say this or not, but I don't think there's anything wrong with dating a woman that has a kid and taking care of somebody else's kid. I don't think, because having a kid doesn't make you a father. This is a hot take. You can take this as you will. But I don't think just because you have a kid that makes you a father. Yes, technically it makes you a father of a kid, right, in the eyes of the law. But there's more to being a father than just giving birth, in my opinion, right? You have to be more involved in their life. You have to be there for them through thick and thin. There's a lot. I'm not gonna get into the specifics of it because it's not a Hallmark channel, whatever. But so my hot take is that I don't think there's anything wrong with dating a woman who has a child, especially later on in your life. So maybe a lot of you guys are young, 18, 19, 20, so you might not see this the way I'm seeing. But as you grow older, the pool of available women dwindle. Obviously, the more successful you are, the more that pool expands, right? So if you're a successful 30-year-old, 32-year-old guy, yeah, you can probably hook up with a 20-year-old girl, because but she's probably not gonna love you the way you think she loves you. And again, that's subjective to the relationship with the individual person. But general, I'm talking in general, right? But I feel that there's nothing wrong with dating and raising somebody else's kid. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's worse to how do I say that, to toss aside a female or a potential candidate for a partnership just because they have a kid, right? Because I've seen this a lot happen in my life with friends of mine, where they get really along well with a girl. They have a lot of things in common. They have a great time where they were together, but he never engaged in that further step simply because she had a kid that wasn't his. I feel like that's part of her, right? Like you can't, like if I have I don't know, if I live at home with my mom, because my mom is disabled, right, and she can't work and she can't afford to live on her own. Like if you're gonna get together with me, my mom is part of it, right? Like she's included in that package. It's the same thing with her kid. And I'm not trying to compare the kid to a disabled person. Don't take me wrong there. I'm just saying that when you're dating a person, you're not just dating the person. You're dating the person and their life and their experiences and their relationships with other people. Like you're intertwining two lives together, right? And what all those lives entail, right? Because there might be shit that you are bringing into the relationship that she might not be okay with, right? Like you might have previous traumas. Like, I don't want to get super in detail, but you might not feel comfortable going down on a woman because you don't like the way it tastes, for example, which is very common with guys. They don't like going down on women, right? She might like guys that go down on women, but she might be able to forego that because of the other stuff. In that same aspect, you should also be able to forego the child because of the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you shouldn't disengage a woman simply because she has a kid. I think that's very childish and immature of a man. And it's a hot take, but that's my take. That's what I feel. Okay. And again, I'm not trying to compare going down on a woman with a kid. I know that there's a lot more responsibility, a lot more stuff that goes on with taking and raising care of a kid. But what I'm trying to say is that each person comes in with their own baggage to say. And again, I'm not trying to compare a kid to baggage, but I'm just saying, to make it easier, layman's terms, that each person comes into a relationship with their own baggage. You shouldn't judge the other person because of their baggage, because of their past, because of what's going on, right? And especially in the sense of a kid, because the person is the way they are because of the kid. And a lot of times you change when you have a kid. You now shift your focus from you to the kid and their needs, right? So in that situation, ideally, the female would be looking for somebody who was able to accept that, because at this point, it's no longer what she wants, it's what the kid wants. So if you don't even like the kid, there's just no way that relationship, you know what I'm saying, that relationship is ever going to work out. So I don't know. That's just my hot take on it, me personally. I might be wrong.
Okay. So if you did have more kids, you would want them to be before you turn 32.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So now thinking about, okay, we'll just say maybe you want 3 kids. We'll go with that for the number. How many square feet would your house be? How many bedrooms would it be? Ideally.
If I had 3 children, though, I would definitely want at least 5 bedrooms. Because if I...
What's up with 5 bedrooms? Why does everybody want an extra bedroom? Is that like a normal? I feel like that's not normal, right? Because bunk beds, like when I grew up, it was bunk beds, right? Like if you had 3 kids, you put 2 kids in one room with bunk beds, and then the oldest would get their own room, right? And then the parents would get their own room. If you had 2 kids, the parents get their own room, and the 2 kids would share the bedroom. That's how it was for me. Why is it now that every single kid gets their own bedroom, and then there's a spare for an office or for guests or whatever? Is there? Am I missing something there?
I had family members that wanted to stay over, I could put them in that room.
What about staying like on the couch? Is that not a thing anymore? Do people not sleep in couches? Inflatable beds? Right? Air mattresses? Is that not a thing anymore? Am I going crazy here? Is this my boomer talking?
And then I could have like another room for a different purpose, like office space or, you know, a computer room.
Right. And then what about a car? Like, are you like a luxury car type of gal? Do you not care about the car?
So I'm practical with cars. I feel like I drive so much and I have a child. So my car needs to accommodate my lifestyle. However, I would definitely have like a car that I would use day to day. And then I would probably have like a more luxurious car that I would use recreationally, alone or like with my mans.
So 2 cars. I guess my follow-up question to that would be, would the husband be able to drive that second car to work every day? Right? Or is this like a car that's like staying in the garage, that's like covered up constantly, and then like the man has one and then she has one? I need a little bit more context, because to me that's crazy. 3 cars? That's a different caliber of living than most people. I think most people either have 1 car and 2 cars is kind of like an extreme. I think, right? I'm trying to think. Because me and my girl have a car each. But my car is technically my company vehicle. And then we share her car whenever we're doing stuff outside. Like whenever I'm not at work and we need to go like food shopping, we just share her car. And I feel like that most people, I feel like most people have 2 cars. So I think a 3rd car might be this might not be that too crazy.
And I wouldn't have like a modern sports car. Like my luxury car would be like an old Grand National or something like that. Like,
what the heck is a Grand National? Is that like an antique car? Yeah, it is an antique 1985 Buick Grand National. I'm not gonna lie, that car is ugly as fuck. That car is ugly as fuck.
Pimped out.
Perfect. And then what about vacation? How important is travel to you? Like international travel? Is it something you prioritize?
Yeah, travel's actually really big to me. I like to go different places and experience different cultures and foods. I think that it's really nice to do that with my daughter as well. It kind of shows her something different than what she's used to day to day. So
keeping all these things in mind, what you would like your ideal life to look like, what would you want his income to be?
Okay, here we go. This is where it starts getting crazy. I'm curious what Miss Pagani's answers are going to be, bro. Because if she's expecting a $3.4 million car, 5-acre house, bro, she must want her man to earn like $10 million a year. Like something crazy.
You're going to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, what kind of range
I'm
would
super
his
curious,
income
bro.
That's tough because I feel like I would have to like break down like how much it actually like costs to have kids and like travel and the house and all that, and I don't really know, but I think for me to be comfortable like staying at home and not working, like I feel like this is gonna sound bad. I feel like 300.
It's gonna sound bad.
100,000, like
300,000. 300. What is the? I'm confused. Maybe in California, the average in California. I can't type. 30. No way. Is it 33,000? Household income is 80,000. Individual is 33,000. Holy shit, bro. That's 10 times the average income. Let me see. What percent of California residents earn $300K a year? American I mean, it's not even asking for California, but household income. This is household income. It's loading. I don't know why this is why I stopped using Chrome, bro. Chrome is like slow right now. I don't know why. Okay. State, demographic, and age. Whether earning 300K, blah blah. What percent of American households make over 300,000? Okay. 2.3% of individual income earners make over 300,000. So 2.3%. Excuse me. 2.3% of people make over $300,000 a year. That's 7.6 million people. Does it do by state? Average salary for a man is $60,000. For a woman is $50,000. This means that people that move out from Massachusetts is expensive. I didn't know that. Does it do it by state? It doesn't do it by state, does it? No. So, dude, 2.3%. I mean, it's crazy, but it's not Pagani crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not Pagani crazy.
I wouldn't have the lifestyle I wanted, so I would work.
Right. But you're talking ideal lifestyle. Like, this is your dream life. $300K for you to be able to.
I think so.
Be a stay-at-home mom
and
not
have
to
3
worry
kids
about it.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, life's expensive.
This is 300K is like what? Like a senior partner in like a law firm, right? Like that's like, you know, an executive at like a fucking agency. Because even doctors don't make. I don't think doctors make 300K a year, bro. There's no. I think a doctor makes like what, 100, 160K a year. Like this is like a high, 130,000, 110,000. Oh, wait a minute, this one is making 360,000. What the fuck? Average salary of the U.S. 180 to 200,000. I know surgeons make more, right? Surgeons make more. What is the high now? Average salary. See? I mean, it's in the range. It's in the range. Yeah, average salary in the United States is $425,000. So yeah, she's looking for like a surgeon, dude. The guy has to be a surgeon.
I would just like to preface this as saying this is not do or die. But based on where I'm at, if he makes between like anywhere from 70 to 100K.
I would have to say
Okay, that's normal. That's normal. 70 to 100K, that's normal. All right. That's pretty normal. Miss, I haven't thought about anything. She at least understands that 70 to 100K is normal.
Ideally, like if they're in an industry where they do have longevity and they know like, hey, every single year I'm going to get a raise between like 3 to 5%.
Bro, that's crazy. I mean, it's not Pagani crazy, but getting a raise, a 3 to 5% raise every year, I don't think that's normal. We're doing a lot of Googling here, boys. Fuck it. Average raise in America. The average annual raise in America is 76.6%. Okay, that's not that bad. Okay, so I thought that was crazy. The typical pay raises in the U.S. is between 3 to 5%. Okay, that's not crazy then. I thought it was crazy. Okay, I'm wrong. I thought it was crazy.
Which, you know,
I thought it was a crazy
just
number.
Depends.
I was wrong.
Like I would be comfortable with that.
$500,000.
Well, what is up with this chick, bro? What is up with her, dog?
Is that bad?
Even she laughed. Even she laughed because she realized how ridiculous that sounds. $500,000. Bro. Bring out the almighty Google. Bring out the almighty Google. How much, what percentage of people in America make $500K a year? The top one represents about 1.3 million and that's household income, which means it's more than one income, right? What percent of America make $500 individual? Where's individual? How many people earn 500,000 plus per year in America? Quora, according to the IRS in 2011, the statistics of 898,000 returns of blah, 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 as a side note, or more than 0.62%. Uh, 1.8%, this guy's saying, make more than 400,000 a year. I feel like that number's low. I don't know. Maybe that shit's. That
I know that
crazy
1% of men make $500,000 or like
1% of men make five. She knows this. So she's saying her shit is so good that she deserves a 1% man. I feel like I feel like most females don't understand what a 1% man is. And maybe I don't understand what a 1% man is. But I feel like a person, like the type of person that could be with a 1% man is somebody who's willing to put up with a lot of the guy traveling a lot, working long hours. They themselves need to be driven and ambitious, because I'm sure the person who's making is a person that's very driven and ambitious, very disciplined person, I would imagine. Like, I feel like most women don't understand what it would be like to be with a guy, with the 1% guy. I don't think they do. I don't think they get what that means, right? Like, in order for you to grow enough in a company where you're making over $500,000 a year, you are dedicating your entire life to that company. You eat, sleep, and breathe that company, right? You're working long hours, 18-hour shifts. You know, you're traveling California, fucking Russia, wherever the hell they're sending you. You're staying there for a long periods of time, right? When you come home, we're also working, you know, getting yourself prepared for the next day, right? Like this person is not a normal person, right? Like there's a mentality, a certain mentality you need to have to make that amount of money and be that successful in an industry, right? Like obviously there's outliers like YouTubers, you know, rappers, artists, but even those guys are also super. People who are making that amount of money on like online through music or videos, they're also super dedicated and hardworking and disciplined. So I feel like there's most women, I don't think they would be able to handle being with a 1% guy, right? Like does that sound crazy? Because a 1% guy, you know how much stuff he's probably had to eat, how many birthdays he's probably missed, how many family members has probably died and he wasn't even able to go to the funeral. Like this is a different caliber of person we're talking about here, right? This is not the guy that's gonna go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, come back at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, have dinner with the family and watch Netflix before bed. Like that's not a 1% guy. You know what I'm saying? That's not a 1% guy. I feel like most of these women don't understand that. Maybe they do, but I feel like they don't. I feel like she definitely doesn't, because she said it herself that she wanted a guy that didn't need to work for that money. But that person, in order, let's go for her by her example. So this guy, let's say he was a dentist, right? Guy, super successful dentist, opened up his own dentistry firm, right? Hired like 6 or 8 dentists. He managed the dentistry until he hired somebody to manage for him, and now he collects a paycheck. You think that guy's just gonna retire there? No, he's gonna probably try to open up more of those dentist offices. So now his focus went from fixing people's teeth to managing people who fixing people's teeth to now managing entire offices. And then when he hires somebody to manage that office, now he's probably going to want, let's say he has 3 or 4 offices that do dentistry work. He's probably going to go from managing those 3 or 4 offices, hiring somebody that's going to manage those 3 offices. Now he's going to want to go to another state or another city in the state, right? So now he has multiple. So this person, people who do that are people who are very ambitious, very driven, very disciplined. Again, that person's not going to be happy with just having one dentistry office with 4 or 5 dentists in there, and that's it, and then live off of that. I think there's a very small percentage of people that do that. And again, I'm going based off of her example. So I don't know. I feel like she doesn't know what that's like. I think she's not. And again, what are you offering? Right? Like he's doing all this. He's in meetings constantly. He's dealing with real estate agents. He's going in and dealing with suppliers to try to get the best prices. He's constantly in meetings, right? He's making phone calls. Like, what are you doing? You're raising the kids? Okay. You're cooking, maintaining the house? Okay. Right? A 1% man with the exception of the kids, can hire a maid to clean and cook, right? I feel like most people in that 1 percentile would want a partner who's just as ambitious and just as driven and probably just as successful as they are in their respective industry. Like, I don't feel like I find it very hard to believe that a guy who owns various dentist offices, let's go off that example, is going to be okay with dating a girl who works at like Marshall's, right? Or like Home Depot. Like he might be okay with like somebody who maybe manages, like a regional manager at Home Depot, right? Or like works for Home Depot corporate and is probably like high up in the accounting side of that or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think there's that correlates, right?
Like less than 1% of men or something.
I'd say probably 150 to $250,000 a year. That's my guess.
Jeez. I mean, again, these numbers.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I live in Miami. Maybe these numbers don't sound crazy to me. I understand that the average income is like $60,000 a year. Again, these women want guys who are successful. And most guys who are successful in their field, I can see them making close to $100,000 a year, right? Excuse me. For example, in my field, a plumber, a successful plumber can easily be making $80 to $100,000 a year just doing plumbing, right? Now he goes off and he starts his own plumbing company. I know guys who have a plumbing company with less than 5 guys who are clearing $1 million a year, right? So if you're successful in your industry, I feel like it's very easy to get into that 6-digit per year income. I just feel that that number of guys who are successful is very small. And I don't think they realize how small of a percentage that is, right? In like a corporate environment, right? If you have 600 guys that are working in a law firm, how many of those 600 guys are going to turn out to be like senior partners in the law firm, right? 2, 3, right? So that's less than 1% are actually going on to become like a senior partner in a law firm that is considered to be super successful in their field, right? Like that's what I'm saying. I don't think they realize what small of a percentage that is to be that successful where you're clearing that amount of money per year. And again, like I mentioned earlier, that caliber of person is not, I don't think they realize what that means as a caliber of person, right? Using that same example with the guy in the law firm, that guy in the law firm is probably working super late nights. He's probably sleeping at the law firm, right? He's probably eating at the law firm. He's probably just showing up to the house just to maybe take care of the cats or the dog. And he's probably out the door to a meeting or going across state to like a client, to visit a client or something. Like that caliber of a person, I don't think they realize what that is.
And you would contribute also 50-50.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
You'd be willing to do up to 50.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So keeping all of this.
Pagani, Miss Pagani, let's see what she got to say. Let's see what she's got to say.
You just painted your ideal life.
Yeah.
For the 27-year-old man, what would his
27-year-old, by the way, the guys I was just mentioning, guy that's senior partner in a law firm, guy who owns various, dentistry offices, these guys are in their late 30s, early 40s, minimum. 27-year-old guy, I mean, like I said, unless he's like a YouTuber or like a music artist or something like very small percentage of a person, of a 27-year-old is going to be making anywhere in that level of success that these people are talking about, I think.
So
income ideally be? Like
what would it have to be?
To support this life?
Which is so funny because I saw this video the other day where it was saying like, if your wife can spend more than you make, like you need to make more money. So
that's a crazy. She said that in the beginning of the video, and I still reacted to it, and I'm still reacting crazy. This lady is delusional, right? The Pagani of 5 acres. If your wife can spend more money than you make, like you're delusional, bro. Your concept of money is all over the place. We back. So let's see what this delusional. Like I was saying, her concept of money is just all over the place. I don't think she realizes how money works, how hard it is to get to the levels of success and wealth that maybe she doesn't expect this from men, because I don't want to put words in her mouth, but what she believes her ideal man is, what level of success and income a person would need to be there. I mean, I think this is less than 1% of men. We're talking like in the 10th, like the 10th percentiles. Like maybe like 0.01% of men would be able to provide the type of lifestyle this lady wants. I think her perception of money is just all over the place. I don't think she realizes what she's talking about. Like she and again, maybe that her background, like the way she was brought up, maybe she's super well off for all I know. You know, maybe her families are super well off. Maybe that's why she has this insane perception of wealth. But man, she is all over the place, dude.
It really just depends. But I mean, just to have like a really decent lifestyle and be supported well, like 150 maybe to 250,000 a year would be comfortable for sure.
I mean, again, when you come out the gate with a Pagani and a 5-acre fucking house, anything else sounds normal. And I just want to preface this by saying that $150,000 to $250,000 a year is not normal. That's not normal. That's like 10% of men make that, right? If not less. But this is going back to what I was saying, that her concept of money is just all over the place. At $150,000 to $250,000 a year, you can't afford to buy a Ferrari. You can't afford a 5-acre house, right? You can't afford those vacations that she was talking about. I think she clearly has no ideal concept of money. I think she's just all over the place, bro. Because there's no way you come out and you say, I want a Pagani and a 5-acre yard, or more realistically, I want a Ferrari and a 5-acre yard in and then say I want my man to make $250,000 a year. That doesn't equate. Those two things don't add up. Those two things do not add up, man. You're on two different sides of the spectrum right here, bro. Okay, like you need to come to a realization. I think she needs like an economy course. I think that's what she needs. I think she needs like a course in economics to understand what it actually means to be able to afford a 5-acre house and a Ferrari. Like the amount of wealth you need to have in order to make those things happen.
The more the merrier, but that'd be comfortable.
I was just having this conversation with my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl. Like, you have to really think about the lifestyle that you want to live when it comes down to vacations and how many kids you want to have. And
I had a question. I've heard this so many times. What does that mean to manifest something? What does that mean? Does that mean that you don't settle for anything less? Right? I'm manifesting a BMW M3, which means I'm not gonna get a single car unless it's a BMW M3, or I'm gonna everything I get is gonna be a step towards that. What does that mean? Is that like an end goal? Is that like a bare minimum? What does that mean when you say you want to manifest something? I'm confused by that. I feel like there needs to be like a. I mean, fuck it. We'll Google it. We'll Google it. What does it mean to manifest something? What is it manifestation, and does it actually work? Please don't tell me there's a video. Shut up, I'm manifesting. The latest internet wellness craze is thinking about your way to a better life. Whether it works or not is really up to your point. Let's see. Manifesting is a practice of thinking aspirational thoughts with the purpose of making them real, and it has never been more popular. All you need are your dreams, and to think about how nice it would be if they all came true. I don't know. That sounds crazy to me. Like, I feel like when she says manifesting a husband, I think she's saying like, I think like her friend's telling her like, you need to figure out what the bare minimum of a guy is that you need. I feel like that's what the girl, her friend, is telling her. Maybe I'm wrong, because I don't know what the girl's intentions are, but that's what I feel. I feel like that's what the friend is telling her. The friend is like, hey, you need to figure out what type of man you need, and you're not going to take anything less than that, right? Okay, let's keep watching.
Just like the lifestyle that you want to have. And I feel like ideally my husband needs to be making like 650,000. I feel like there's beauty in
Ideally, my man needs to be making 650,000. Bro, what? 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 Do you know how much 600? Oh my lord! I don't think I feel like these girls don't have a concept of money. I feel like they don't have a concept of money. I really don't feel like they have a concept of money. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. 650,000 a year. That's like the income of like businesses, right? Like that's what the annual income of a business is, bro. Like a full-on business. That's everything that some businesses generate. 650, bro. What percent of people make 650K a year? This has to be like the 10th percentiles. Like, there's no way this is greater than 1%. There's no way. There's no way. This is household income. No, I need individual income. It doesn't really say. Is yearly income of 100? Is a yearly income of 600 or 800K considered upper middle class? Bro, is that even a fucking question? Puts you in the filthy rich category. Let's see this. Of course, the IRS would knock it down. I don't know what is. I don't know what that. I feel like that's a low percentage of people. Like, there's no way. Like, more than 1% of men are making 650,000 a year. I feel like that's such a low percentage of people. Like you're literally asking for like to win the lottery. It's I think you have a better chance to win the lottery than get with a guy who makes $650,000 a year.
Growth getting to that point.
Okay.
You know, because at the end of the day, I'm going to contribute, you know, more than what I'm contributing now.
Yeah.
No, but ideally, I would want someone to be able to match my hustle. So, like, if I'm making this much and I have this lifestyle, this person cannot have a lesser lifestyle than me. Otherwise, it is not going to work out.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some truth to what she's saying. So, going back to what I was saying earlier, like, it's very hard for somebody who's at that level of success, right? The managing partner in the law firm, the guy who owns all those, dentistry offices, to date somebody who's making minimum wage, right? The lifestyle change there is so drastic. So there is some truth to that. But I think, like, what kind of lifestyle are you having where 650K is the minimum? You know what I'm saying? A year. Like, that's a crazy, like, are you living like in a penthouse? You have like a penthouse in every major city, right? Are you like, I don't understand. I'm trying to fathom what type of lifestyle that would be. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
So you said you would want to contribute 40% max.
Right.
So if they're making 650, that would mean you would be making 400,000.
And that sounds great to me, unless I could be making more.
Okay.
Wait, 650, 400. So $1 million a year between the two of you. These girls, I don't think they know. I don't think they know how money works. I'm saying it right now. I don't think these girls know how money works. I don't think these girls know how money works. I'm almost 100% sure that these girls do not know how money works. I think these girls were brought up in a very wealthy environment where they never had to worry about money or the struggles of not having money. And maybe I'm generalizing here, and I'm so sorry if any of them watch this video. Please correct me if I am wrong. But this is the impression that you are giving off when you make a statement like this, that because you have never had to deal with the struggles of not having money, you do not understand the concept of money. Everything has just been at your fingertips. That's the feeling you give off when you say stuff like that. $650,000 a year is an insane amount of money. It's an insane amount of money. Like, you need to, I think, like, CEO of some companies don't even make that, right? In my union leader, the national union leader for the plumbers union in the United States, I don't think he even makes that much. And this guy is, you know what I'm saying? And he's the leader of all plumbers in the union in the United States. And I don't even think he makes that. Like, that's an insane amount of money, bro. What lifestyle are you living with? That's the bare minimum. Like, do you have horses? You have boats? Like I don't understand, bro. Like, I just don't understand.
What do you think is the median income for age 31?
As of right now, I think it's probably like between mid 50s, maybe 60.
It's $45,000.
It's about to set in, boys. It's about to set in, boys. The realization of how delusional they are, it's about to hit them in the face right now, dude. This is gonna be great.
What do you think the top 25% of men are making at 31?
I think it's probably in my range of like that mid, like maybe like 57.
70.
70. Oh, okay.
Top 10% of men
I'd say
at
90.
31.
90.
111, you're close. Okay, and then what about the top 1% of men?
Ooh, I would say 120.
252.
Wow, okay. That
Top
jumps.
Once she saw how low the minimum wage is, her numbers went down because she's like, okay, I'm delusional. I gotta come back down to earth. Because I know for a fact she thought like the top 10% of men were probably making like $500,000 a year. Like, originally, when she first came into this, that's probably what she thought.
Pretty high.
So you're asking 127 is closest to the top 10% of men. So I would say it's probably top 5% at 31, if I had to guess. So only the top 5% of men at 31 are making $127,000.
That's insane.
You saw her face? You guys saw her face? And again, I want to preface this as best as I can. This is not a hit piece against women. I'm not trying to slander women. I'm not saying that women are dumb. I'm not stupid. I'm just saying that these specific women in this video clearly do not have a concept of money, or very little concept of money. And I might be, and I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong when I say that. I feel like a lot of these women, and I wish they would have gave more context in their background, how they were brought up. But I feel like a lot of these women were brought up in a very middle class to high class living environment where money wasn't a concern. Does that make sense? I feel like that's where these people are coming from. These people are coming from a place where money is not as much of a concern as it would be for the average person in the United States.
That is crazy.
But it's kind of crazy because over 70% of men never make $100,000 even one time in their life. 70% of men. So that means only 30% of men are, well, actually last year in 2021, only 23.4% of the male workforce made $100,000. And that's factoring in all ages, not just, guys under 32.
I guarantee you, the majority of those guys that she just mentioned are in their late 40s, early 50s, like near the end of their careers. I can almost guarantee that they're at near the end of their careers, because that's, again, the level of success in your field you would need to have in order for you to make that amount of money is years of sacrifice. Like I'm trying to put it in an easy perspective. For example, a service manager for a plumbing company is probably making $100,000 to a little over $100,000 a year. In order for you to become a service manager at a plumbing company, you have to have done plumbing, I mean, at least for 30 years. Which means if you started doing plumbing at 20 years old, you're not going to get to a position where you're making 6 figures a year until you're 50. Just to give you an idea of what I mean. And that's in plumbing. And maybe plumbing is not a good example because plumbing is not as high as a paying field as like something like a doctor or a lawyer. But again, the majority of guys are not doctors and lawyers. There's very few guys in the world that are doctors and lawyers is an outlier. It's not a normality. So a skilled trade too is kind of an outlier as well. So maybe that's not a good example. But this is the only one example that I can give because I know it personally. Like 30 years of hard work, breaking your bank, making less than $100,000 a year for you to finally make $100,000 a year. And again, that's one guy in a company. Most companies that need a dedicated service manager probably have 20 to 30 employees, right? Like a small mom and pop shop plumbing company that has 5 vans, the owner is the service manager. He's not offloading that work to somebody else because I'm not going to say he doesn't have a lot of work, but he doesn't have enough work where he can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So again, out of 20 or 30 guys who have been working at this company for 30 years, you got to be the one guy, the one outlier that stands out and is finally put in that position where he would be earning that amount of money. That's the level of success in your industry you would need to achieve that. It's not something that's easy or simple. I feel like these people don't understand that.
Or whatever it is, you assume most of them are a little bit older.
Right, are making, oh my gosh.
I don't know, maybe 80.
It's actually 41,000.
You're lying.
For a 27-year-old.
That's what I'm
I just
talking
feel like
about, bro.
everything-
She doesn't understand, dude. She don't. Oh man, she listens. And again, I want to keep prefacing this because I don't want people in the comment section to go crazy and think that I'm trying to be misogynistic or that I'm an incel. Or this is like a red pill video. It's not. Like I said in the beginning of the video, and like I'm saying now, I am talking specifically about the girls in this specific video. I feel like the girls in this specific video have no concept of money or how money is made. Or very little concept of that. Because this is the same girl who wanted a Pagani, 5-acre house. Her man had to be making $250,000 a year, and what she thought would be the average salary was $80,000 a year. So she's just so disconnected from reality in terms of what the average person in America is experiencing financially. To me, that screams that you've never had to deal with that. To me, if I feel like her parents are probably doctors or lawyers or architects, and that she's never had to deal with a situation where they didn't have enough money, or very few times she's had to deal with that. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's so expensive nowadays. Like, I guess that's fine. No worries. Cut it in half.
41,000. That's
Shorty will bring it home.
That's the median. And then what do you think the top 25% of men at 27 make?
I guess that's it. Let's change up the perspective. Maybe 60K.
Yeah, see, now she has to change up what she originally thought because she's realizing how much of a difference it is from what she originally thought. She's realizing how crazy it was, the number she was giving, bro.
Yep, close. And then what about the top 10%?
Top 10, 75.
91. Okay, so you're under there.
You see, she's like, now she's shooting low. Now she's like, oh, fuck, I was way off. Okay, wait, let me not sound as crazy as I sounded this entire video, and let me say some numbers now that actually make sense.
And then what do you think the top 1%ers at 27 are making?
Oof, like 200K.
Spot on, 203. Yep.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep, so you want a 1% man at 27.
It seems like that's all we want nowadays with these 1%ers.
Median income never eclipses 65,000 regardless.
She's not, you see how she's realized how crazy it was what she was asking for? Again, this is specifically to the girls in this video, but I feel like these girls in the videos have no concept of money, or very little concept of the money.
Age. So 70 to 100 is above the median.
Well, somebody's gonna have a sugar mama.
Not 300,000. I mean, the median.
You see how they're all realizing. like, I guess my question is, if they knew how crazy it was, why even say it? Right? Like, is it? I feel like maybe maybe they misinterpreted the question. I think maybe they thought she was asking like the dream, like what would be the dream lifestyle you wanted, and maybe they were just answering like fantasy La La Land, like okay, yes, like in my dreams I would love to have, 5-bedroom house, husband making $300,000. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of these girls are realizing, especially now that they're being told, but I feel like a lot of these girls are realizing how crazy it is, the numbers that they were saying earlier. Like, it's insane.
I'm gonna guess like, I don't know, is it like 80?
It's $48,000 for 32.
Okay.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
That's
crazy.
You see what I'm saying, boys?
35, which was the end of your range.
Yeah.
The median is $52,776.
So my expectations are not realistic.
So you said
No, they're not. They're realizing it. They're realizing. And again, I'm not bashing women. I'm bashing the girls in this video because, man, they are crazy.
want $500K, but what do you think the median income is for a 30-year-old?
60K, 70K, 50K.
It is $45,000.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. Let it sit in. Let it sit in, girl. Let it sit into your mind, into your body. Experience that realization of how crazy you were in this video, bro. How crazy you were in this entire video,
Yeah.
man.
That's the median. Now, what would you guess if you had the top 25% of men or people at age 30?
Well, if that's the medium, then the top.
You see, now they're all changing their answers. I wish you would have started in reverse. I wish you would have been like, what do you think the top 1% earn, right? And then when she told them, oh, she's making this much, and then went backwards. Because now what's happening is she's telling what the low guys are, so now her numbers are dropping drastically because she's realizing how crazy her numbers were before. So now she doesn't want to like continue to make herself look as bad. She's just like kind of like walking back. She's walking it back.
25, like 60.
73. And then what about the top 10% of men?
100.
Close, 108. What about the top 1%? Top 1% of men at 30.
Well, I thought it was 500,000, but you said no, so 400,000.
338. Yeah, so let's see.
I mean, 338 is still okay.
For a 32-year-old, what do you think the
crazy.
median
It's
income
crazy.
is
They don't realize it.
for
They don't
this
realize
age
it.
specifically?
For a 42-year-old?
32-year-old.
32-year-old.
The age that you chose.
I'm going to go with probably like 85K a year.
It's $48,000.
Yo! Oh, their faces. Every single time they get told that $45,000 number. And again, this is guys at 30 years old. Which means they're like at the if they start their careers early, they're like at the halfway point of their careers. Or like midway point of their careers, right? A lot of these guys that are younger are like just starting off at their careers. They're probably making 25 to 30,000. Right? Like all of their faces when they realize how this is what I mean. I think they just never had that concept. They never had to like they've never experienced that. Like I don't feel these girls are hanging out with guys who work at like Home Depot or work at like Starbucks. I don't think they're hanging out with guys like this. I think they're hanging out with guys who are working for ad agencies or working for like a law firm. They're working with the guys that are like 10% guys or 20% guys. Like they're not dealing with the average Joe. I don't think any of these girls are dealing with the average Joe.
The top 25% of men, guess how much that is at 32?
Wait, say that once more.
The top 25% at 32 years old.
I don't know. Now I'm even nervous to answer the question. I guess like maybe 125.
She's still fucking off. Holy shit. So everybody else is kind of like dropped down their numbers. because they realized how off they were. She's like she full blown sent it, bro. She didn't care.
7. Top 10% is 120, and the 1%ers at 32. 1%. This is men and women. 1% at 32. 320,000.
I think it's 250,000.
No way. No way. No way, bro. This is scripted, dude. This is scripted, man. There's no way. She thinks that the average income for men is $250,000 a year. There's no fucking way, bro. There's no way, dude. This is scripted, dog. This is scripted. I think she was put in here. She's a paid actor. She was put in here, and she was put in here for this, to do exactly this. To like just full fucking blow this shit out of proportion. There's no way she thinks that the average income in America is $250,000 a year. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. There's no way.
It's 52,000.
What? No, it's not.
52,000.
Damn, America.
Damn you, bro. What do you mean, America? Damn you, dude. What are you Oh my god. Bro, you're
And then
I'm
guess
just
how
gonna
much the
stop.
top 25% is at 35. These are the top.
Now she's gonna redo her numbers. Now in her head she's recalculating. She's like, wait a minute. I thought the average 2,450 and it was 50,000. So that means it's a fifth of what I want. So if I think the average income is 500,000, it must be 100,000. Watch. I haven't watched this yet. But watch. She's gonna say like 100,000.
25% of earners.
It's 50,000 is the average income of a 37-year-old man.
And then what's the top 25% of a 37-year-old? If you had to guess.
The top 25% of a 37-year-old man. Dang, maybe it's 200,000.
80.
Bro, even I was off. Even I was off on this one, bro. Why? Oh my god.
What? No, it's not.
The top
my
10%
God.
is 137,000. The top 1% of earners at 37 years old. Top 1%ers.
Right.
Like we're talking 1%, 304,000. Still not 650. Do you
I think she's just realizing how crazy that number was. I'm telling you, I don't think these women in this video had any concept of income, of like average. Again, I don't think these girls are dealing with the average guys, bro. I don't think so. I'm like almost 100% sure these women are not dealing with the average guy in America. They're not. With these numbers they're saying, there's impossible, bro.
think that your standards are unrealistic? Do you think it's realistic? Like, what do you think after hearing the median and the statistics around it? Like, what are your initial thoughts?
It definitely is shocking because a 37-year-old man is a lot older than me. And that means that I don't even know how to process this right now.
And the median income never eclipses 65,000 regardless of the age.
Wow.
So, yeah, the median income for even a 75-year-old, 16 to 75, never eclipses 65,000. And then over 70% of men never make 100K even once in their lifetime. Over 70%. In 2021, only
I think that's the face of like she just realized she might be single for the rest of her life. Like that's super mean. I'm so sorry. That is super mean. But man, like you gotta understand the numbers you're saying, the numbers you expect of a partner in your life are ludicrous. They're insane numbers, dude. Like I said, there's some businesses out there that don't even make $650,000 a year, and you want a single person to do that, bro? I mean, I don't know.
23.4% of the male workforce made 100,000, and that's all ages. So you have to assume a lot of them are older, above 40, 50, 60s. What do you think makes women feel like they want that? Like, what is causing women to want the 1%ers?
I think a lot of it is like social media hype and just this grand idea of what's obtainable nowadays.
My hot take on this is I think this comes from a social norm that I hope and feel like it's changing, where women are always constantly told that they are the best thing in the world, they're princesses, they're queens, any guy would be lucky to have them, right? Like this, like putting themselves, you know, not themselves, society putting them on this like pedestal constantly. Women are constantly being put on this pedestal, and I think that's where this stems from, which is the opposite for guys. Guys are almost always told that you have to work hard, that you have to be responsible, that you have to always figure things out. Like it's almost a total dichotomy for men. It's the opposite almost always, where women, like I said, are constantly being lifted up. And again, this is just a generalization, and it might be a biased generalization because I'm Hispanic, and in the Hispanic culture, this is very much a thing where the man is almost always propped up to be the man of the household, the guy who's supposed to be paying all the bills, who's supposed to be responsible, who's supposed to take care of things. You know, when I was growing up, I was told men don't cry. You know, that whole machismo fucking and social environment thing. I feel that men are constantly being knocked down in a sense, and women are constantly being propped up. And I feel like that is what leads these women, specifically these women, but some women, to have that notion where they feel that they deserve this ultra high caliber of man because, you know, I'm a princess, I'm the queen, I'm the best thing, you know, that the guy's ever gonna get. You know, a guy has to work for me, right? I can't give it up. He has to chase it, right? And I really hope those social norms change, because that's not true, man. That's not true at all, bro. There's plenty of guys out there that are also get chased, you know, that women take care of, you know, that is the opposite, where the woman's making all the money and the guy's being the bum at home, or I shouldn't say bum, but the guy being the one at home, you know, taking care of the house. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I'm saying. I feel like that social norm with many others needs to just disappear 100%.
Which it totally.
But that thinking, that notion that specifically these women from the video I'm watching, but a lot of women, if not most women, have, is, I believe, stems from that social norm. Yeah,
It is, but you have to work for it, and that's why it's 1%, and not everybody's doing it. So it's not bad to want that, but you have to surround yourself with those types of people. So honestly, for a long time, you're probably going to be in the 25%, but that's how you strive and you get better and you meet the right people. So.
The lady didn't even say, oh, you know, so you're going to be with the average guy. No, she said 25%. She completely disregarded the average guy. 75% of guys she just completely tossed away. She's like, no, that's why you're going to be with, you know, for a while with the 25% guy. So then my question is, if you do get a 25% guy, is he just temporary until you get that 1% guy? Right? You're just going to keep bouncing around 25% guys until you finally hit that 1% guy? Like, what is the thought process there? All right? Like, just I feel like a lot of these women are not hearing what they say.
So I think they want it because it seems so obtainable based on social media.
Like, I wholeheartedly feel like if these girls get with a guy who generally values them, who appreciates them, who dedicates and shares their time with them, who share the same goals with them, and the same likes and hobbies and stuff like that, I don't think these girls would even pay attention to how much money they're making. Right? They find the guy physically attractive. They connect on an emotional level. They socially conform with one another. That they like each other. They like hanging out with each other. They have a good time with each other. I don't think the income would even affect that relationship. I don't think at that point the girl would even care. Like, I could be making $10,000 a year. I don't think she would care. So this is what I'm saying. I think a lot of these girls are just not thinking these things through.
Do you think a lot of people just don't know the statistics around it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I was a little shocked when, you know, obviously the 1% is going to be that higher income, but what was the beginning, like
The
41?
median is 41.
Yeah, that was shocking to me, to be honest with you. But I mean, it makes sense.
I'll tell you some other ones that are crazy too. So the median income never eclipses $65,000 regardless of the age.
What?
In 2021 alone, only 23.4% of the male work.
Her mind is just like explosion after explosion after explosion. I'm so sorry. I'm being
Horse
mean
made
right now. I'm so
100K.
sorry.
And that's all ages. So you have to assume a lot of them are older too. Like
Right.
hardly any of them would be 27.
Right. Wow.
And there's
Wow. She sounds like that guy. What the fuck is his name, bro? He's an actor with the crooked nose. He's running for he ran for like a political office or something like that. He sounds like that
actually
guy.
only
dude.
one age from 16 to 75 where the top 10% of men make 200K. If you had to guess what it is, what would you say?
34.
75 years old.
This was going back to what I was saying, where the guys who are making that type of money are near the end of their career. Not in the middle, not in the start. They're near the end of their career. And 75 years old to finally be making 200,000, it's crazy. Because at that point, you would have been 10 years already retired, right? If you're going by the retirement age in the United States, which is 65.
Yeah, bringing it home. Old ballers. That's so cool.
Would you date a 75-year-old
No.
to get the money?
No, of
No.
course not.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like these women are not. Maybe the questions. Maybe it's the questions that they're being asked, and so they're being led down that street where they're focusing more on the financial aspects of a relationship instead of everything else. But I'm telling you, I feel like the financial aspect of it is literally like the least important part in a relationship. Like, I know so many people who've been with guys who are making well over six figures a year, and the guy's a fucking piece of shit, bro. And those girls leave those guys like almost immediately. They barely last like fucking a couple of months, you know? Because yes, it's nice to be able to go to have nice things, have a nice car, go to nice dinners. But bro, you eventually have to go home with this guy, and you have to deal with this guy, right? And you have to interact with this guy and sleep with this guy, and like that guy's gonna be a part of your life. So the money is nice, but the guy associated with that money is what you have to deal with on a regular basis. I feel like a lot of these girls are not. And again, maybe it's the questions that are being asked, but I feel like a lot of these girls are not interpreting that information. They're not comprehending that aspect of
Where
it.
do you think these guys are at that are making this much money? Like, what do you think they're doing?
To be
Wall
honest,
Street.
like it's probably, I'm thinking like as someone that's in like the STEM world, they're probably in either STEM, entrepreneurship, or they are in the entertainment industry, and they are the lucky few, I would think. Or
Slowly starting to realize the lucky few. I just smacked the mic, I'm sorry. The lucky few. You see what I'm saying? They were here, now they're coming down slowly. Because man,
or they're maybe
it's
doing
crazy.
trades.
Okay, and what industry are you in? You're in STEM?
Yeah, I'm in STEM.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, whoa. That's impressive. So do you meet a lot of men who make this much money? Like, do most of the men you interact with meet these requirements?
Yes, if they're older, if they're outside my age range, yes.
Going again, later on in their career paths, more successful, they're making that type of money. But again, she's just out of herself right there. She's dealing with STEM guys. These are not the average guys. These are the Wall Street bros. These are the engineers. These are the guys that are in law firms. These STEM guys are architect, engineers. These are the outliers. These are not the normal guys. That's what I was saying. I highly doubt these women are interacting with normal guys on a daily basis. I highly doubt that.
Where do you think these guys are at that are making this much money?
They're honestly probably just not around because they have more going for themselves and just like going out and like partying around. They're probably like strictly businessmen.
100%. This is what I was saying earlier. The caliber of guy who's gonna be successful like that, it's not gonna be in a club. This guy has more important things going on. He's not gonna. He might go to the supermarket, but you're not gonna bump into this guy every day. You know what I'm saying? He's got a lot of shit going on, right? He's barely gonna be in the supermarket. He's most likely gonna fucking Whole Foods order that shit into his house, right? He's gonna probably just go to work, go to the gym, come home, rinse and repeat. Very rarely would he go out. And if he's gonna go out, he's gonna go out with friends who are also of the same caliber as him. You're not like I said, I don't think these girls understand the lifestyle that that person who's that successful is going to live.
So I don't know. It's Starbucks at 7 a.m. in the morning. That'd be my guess at their business office.
So you said 150 to 250 would be kind of ideal. Over 70% of men never make 100K even once in their lifetime. So last year alone in 2021, only 23.4% of the male workforce made 100K. And this is like all ages, 16 to 75, like all working people. Yeah, and the majority of them, like you have to assume they're older because it's factoring in all ages. And then only one age, from 16 to 75, at the top 10% are making 200K. If you had to guess, pick, which age do you think this is?
39.
75 years old.
Hell no.
This is what I'm talking about, bro. If these girls were and again, I think it's the questions. I think the way the questions are being laid out. But if these girls were solely focused on income and living their ideal lives, they wouldn't care about age. They wouldn't care about looks. They wouldn't care about weight. They wouldn't care about lifestyles that they live. They wouldn't care. All they would care about is, the money that they make, how much they generate, and the lifestyle that they can provide. And most red pill communities will lead you to believe that that's what women are after. And that's bullshit. You're seeing it right here. These questions that are being asked are layups to dive into that conversation. But once you tell these girls what that man is like, they're completely turned off. And you haven't even gone into the aspects of their life. Like I said, the daily life of a guy who's making that amount of money is probably not going to have as much time as you would like for them to dedicate to you, right? They're not going to want to go to the park and see the birds and sit at the park on a Tuesday. If they're going to go to the beach, they're most likely going to want to rent a yacht and go out in the water. They're not really actually going to want to hang out. But the beach, that caliber of person is in order for them to get to where the level where they are, they had to sacrifice a lot and dedicate themselves a lot to their job. And it's not going to change just because they're dating you, right? That is going to continue on. So I'm telling you, these type of girls are not understanding that caliber of person 100%. They're not.
A raisin. I don't want a Hugh Hefner. Trust me. I rather just be single. Thank you, though.
Have you ever met any men that make that much money that are in the age that you're looking for?
Yeah, multiple.
And where do you typically meet them? Like online or on trips?
One I met traveling, one on a dating app, and one or two in person, like going out with my friends. But there are people that do make that are younger. It's just not like the median, right?
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
So over 70% of men never make 100K in their lifetime. But last year, 23.4% of the male workforce made 100K. So that was in 2021.
Okay.
So 23.4%. Majority of those are probably older.
I wish she would have went into more detail, like where specifically she's meeting these guys, because I guarantee you she's not meeting these people at Starbucks, right? She's not meeting these people at Target, right? She said one when she was traveling, so it's probably some guy abroad. She went to like a very fancy vacation spot, and that's where she met the guy, because obviously, and I'm just assuming here, I have no proof of knowing this, right? But I wish you would have went into more specifics.
But there probably is a small percentage that make, over 100K. But I mean, you said 300K, so that's not even anywhere close. But the median income for people.
Again, how do you even have that conversation? So let's say she did travel abroad, right? Let's say she went to Ibiza. Fuck it. Let's go all out. She went to Ibiza. She's partying. She meets a guy, 20, 30 years old, whatever, making $300,000 a year. How do you even ask that guy how much money he's making? That's like an awkward ass conversation to have. Oh, this is fun. We're partying. By the way, how much do you make? Like, how does that even work?
Never eclipses 65K regardless of age.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's like a wide range, so.
Would you marry a guy who made less money than you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, because at the end of the day, like, you can't, like, that isn't necessarily what makes me like attracted to a person. And just because somebody makes X amount of dollars, like, you can't force yourself, at least I can't, to like someone for that.
This is what I was talking about. I think a lot of these girls, I think it's the questions that are being asked. A lot of these girls aren't just going to date somebody for X amount of dollars, right? when they've realized what this person is like, most of these people are very, like I said, are very driven, very goal oriented, very ambitious. They're not gonna. You have to be a specific caliber of person to be with a person like that, you know.
Reason. So like, if whoever I fall in love with or like want to be with doesn't make that, then it is what it is.
So you'd be willing to make changes and compromises to your ideal scenario based off of hearing these statistics.
Yeah, because being in your ideal scenario but with the wrong person is gonna be miserable. So
100%. Just these questions are just taking into account the financial aspects of a relationship, but there's a lot more than to just money into a relationship, bro. The guy can be a total piece of shit, right? You might not get along with your mom, and he's constantly shit talking your mom. He might not even like your dog, and he's always trying to constantly get your dog out of the house or whatever. There's so many things that go on in a relationship that have literally nothing to do with money. And in the grand scheme of things, money is probably the least important thing in a relationship. And I feel like these aren't being highlighted in this video.
Definitely.
It's actually almost kind of making these girls out to be more money oriented than they actually are. Because I feel like the majority of these women, if they were asked about other aspects of the relationship that didn't have to do with money, you would come to realize that money has really nothing to do with the relationship at all.
The only way you could have that is if the guy's 75 years old. Like, you're not choosing that.
No. It depends. That depends, because if I'm making enough money that I can sustain the family and still be a housewife, I guess, like I'm making enough passive income or enough, like I can take time off enough with my job, then I'm okay with my husband not making as much, but
only if you were, say, at making $500K yourself.
Yeah.
She's still at the $500K, bro. That shit is wild, bro. How, dude? You were just told these numbers. The average income is $45,000. Top 10% of men make $100,000, and you're still at a $500,000 number, bro. How, dude?
If I was making $500K, then I can make that exception, but I don't think that I could marry somebody that makes less than me.
If the amount that I was making was different, then I think, okay, so the higher the amount of money that I would make would determine like if I would be willing to marry someone that makes less than me. At the end of the day, I would stay true to who I am, and if this was a person that I really ideally liked and they were just making $50,000, and they were loyal, I would be with that person for sure.
Yeah, but as long as he doesn't have more debt than me, that's fine. Like, that's just like where we're talking about. Like, if you're getting married to somebody, like, their baggage is your baggage. So you could make less money than me, that's fine, but don't bring more debt than me. You know, that's where it's like, I'm not gonna pay
1 second. My dog is going wild here. Give me 2 seconds, guys.
more bills that way.
What is it do you think that these men want specifically in a woman? Like, what would make a guy like pick you or want to be with you if they're making this much money? Like, what are they looking for?
A wallflower, someone they can come home to, and they're making dinner and they're draped in lingerie, and just unrealistic wife, I guess.
You just said it. You just said it.
Someone who takes the kids to school every day, someone who doesn't complain, and yeah, I'm basically not that, is what I'm trying to get.
100%. And most women aren't that. Most women are independent, man. Most women, they like to do things on their own. They like to figure things out. I don't know any women that. Okay, I do know women, but I'm saying very few women that I know are okay with just being a stay-at-home fucking mom and a wallflower, as she said, cooking and cleaning all day and not doing anything. And that shit is incredibly boring. And there's more situations where the girl ends up cheating in that scenario on that multi-million-dollar guy than not.
So, folks, I'm screwed for that matter.
And And what do you think those guys want? Like the top 1% men, what are they looking for in women?
I mean, I hope it's just honesty and like loyalness, because that's the most hard, I guess, like personality trait to find nowadays. And it's, I think, what should be the most important. So I hope that's what they're looking for. Honestly, though, it's probably fake ass and big titties, which is cool. I turn my head too, but it's just, I don't think they're as realistic as they should be. I mean, they say the same about us, so.
So you think men are unrealistic about maybe what they're looking for too?
Or they're not as, well, not that they're unrealistic, but that there's such a painted picture of like what this woman should look like based on all these women on social media with Facetune and Photoshop and this, that, and the other, that it goes both ways.
But do you think since they're like the top 1% of men, they feel like they can be more picky about
yeah,
that kind of stuff?
100% that they can be a little bit more choosy. I mean, I think core values should always be present. You should always have standards for that. But if it's like aesthetics and looks, those 1%ers probably feel.
I feel that there's some truth to this, but I think it depends. So like I know wealthy people with like real money, who's like generational wealth type of money. Guys who went to like private school and their parents are fucking loaded and they have properties over the United States. And if that guy brought home a typical Miami bad bitch or whatever, where her ass is done, tits are done, Instagram model style, the parents would probably disown the kid, because that girl, in the parents' eyes, that girl's there for only one thing, and that's for the money. It's very people with actual wealth. I don't think they might be fucking Instagram model type girls, but they're not getting into relationships. I think the only people that are actually getting into relationship with Instagram models and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to bash on Instagram models. Just that's like the ideal girl that she just mentioned, or like people with new money, like basketball players, YouTubers, stuff like that. I doubt people like generational wealth type of money, like Rothschilds and Kennedy type. There's no way they're coming home to mom and dad with a girl who just got a BBL, and her lips done, bro. That's not there's no way. That's not happening, bro. That's not happening. I feel like there's a distinction between different types of wealth, and I don't know if that makes sense or not.
They don't have to talk to you if they don't want to.
Mm-hmm. And do you think women have unrealistic expectations too about men?
Yeah, absolutely.
Specifically, like in the money category that we're talking about.
Yes,
like, I mean, I just asked you to paint, a picture, and it's like a $3 million nest egg with the car. So, like, what are your thoughts after hearing the statistics? Like, does that still seem?
I mean, the Pagani is so fucking crazy. The Pagani is the fucking. I think that's the craziest shit any of these girls have said in the fucking video. This chick is probably the most delusional out of all the other girls.
Realistic to you, or do you think it's maybe a little?
I mean, it seems realistic to myself because I know what I'm gonna get, and I really don't need the support of a guy like that. Like, I'm looking for another pilot. You know what I mean? I don't need a co-pilot. So it just depends.
Cause she's a boss bitch, bro. This is what I'm talking about. This is the and again, there's nothing wrong with that. I personally believe in self-improving and confidence and having confidence in yourself and obviously aspiring to be more. 100%. But like, to her, it's not even like question. It's like it's gonna happen, right? Which is cool. Super ambitious. That's fucking badass, right? But I don't think guys have that luxury of just it's gonna happen. Of course, it's gonna happen, right? If a girl says it's gonna happen, that most likely people kind of like, okay, we'll see. Well, if a guy says it's gonna happen, I think it's more of like, okay, how are you gonna do it? How's it gonna happen, right? And maybe again, this might be coming from the Hispanic culture that I was raised in, where I wasn't given that luxury. I wasn't able to just tell my parents, hey, I'm gonna do this. They want to know, okay, how are you gonna make money doing that, right? That was always the question, right? Like when I first told my parents I wanted to make content online, they were like, content online? What are you talking about? Go to fucking college, bro. You're not gonna make money making videos online. That's stupid, right? Like I wasn't even like what I'm saying. And again, maybe this is coming from a bias of mine and the culture that I came from, but I feel like men aren't even given the option sometimes to just full out, I'm gonna make it happen, you know?
It's on the type of person that you surround yourself with. So I think anything could be realistic. You just have to work for it.
What are these guys looking for in women? Like, what do you think they want in a woman?
So that's why I feel this is the catch with dating someone that's making a significant amount of money. Even though they can provide the lifestyle that I, in a perfect world, ideally would love to have, this is a person that has access to so many more things than the average person has. So I might not be enough for this person's curiosities, you know, and that would make me very insecure in a relationship. It would make me, if I was making significantly less than a partner, it would make me feel insecure, like I wasn't on the same level as them. And not that I'm trying to like be the,
I mean, she's dancing around the key thing here, but she's close to it. So yes, somebody who has access to that much stuff, generally is not going to settle for less, right? There's going to be two types of guys. There's going to be the guy who's going to look for the same level of success in his partner that he is, or there's going to be the guy who's just going to have multiple women and he's constantly going to be cheating on you, because that's just when most men don't have the luxury of just shopping around with women, right? There's a saying that goes around. Oh, geez. Right here. There are this is the section, right? Yeah. I just hit the zero button by accident like a dummy. Women have the luxury to pretty much be with anybody they want, but they can only marry, but they don't really get to choose who they marry, right? And it's a saying, it's not 100% true, but the saying goes something like that. Like, you know, men get to choose who they marry, but they can have sex with whoever they want, and women can have sex with whoever they want, but they can't choose who can get married, whatever, blah, blah. I don't necessarily believe that's true, but in the context of that, which is the average mostly, I feel that those high caliber types of guy definitely live that style of life where they can pretty much choose who they want to be with at any given point, and then when they want to settle down, they can settle down wherever they want to be because they have the resources to make that happen. That's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of these women, if they only focus on the financial aspects of the relationship, they'd be stuck with guys who are constantly cheating on them, who got guys who treat them like shit. Like, and she's dancing around the topic. You know what I'm saying? She even said it, that she would feel insecure being with a guy like that. That's because he's gonna make you. Not all guys that make that amount of money, but a lot of the guys that make that amount of money are gonna make you feel insecure because they can literally be with supermodels, right? They can, if the guy's making $650,000 a year, $1 million a year, he can fly to anywhere in the world, Dubai, Venezuela, fucking London, and be with supermodels, bro. Like, if you're just an average girl that was working at Starbucks, like, you can't compete. In terms of looks, you got to compete in other ways in terms of like the relationship and stuff like that. And he's gonna make you feel. It's gonna make these girls feel insecure. So I'm saying, I think if these girls were asked more questions about other aspects of the relationship, money would not really be important to them. I feel like I truly believe money is one of the least important things in a relationship, honestly.
So I might not be enough for this person's curiosities, you know, and that would make me very insecure in a relationship. It would make me, if I was making significantly less than a partner, it would make me feel insecure, like I wasn't on the same level as them. And not that I'm trying to like be the, super equal with my partner, because I can be submissive in some areas. I feel like that would just, I couldn't maintain a relationship with a person.
Like, you would think maybe that they were looking elsewhere.
I think that men that make this much money just want a woman that's really easygoing, really laid back, probably doesn't have much of an opinion that's different from their own. I'll never be that woman. I'll always argue, a difference of opinions because it's fun to me. So, I feel like they want a woman that they can be very, what is the word, like dominant over, like they're gonna be calling the shots. These are all negative things.
Would you be willing to make any changes or?
I mean, she said it. She said it 100%. The just like the other lady. Again, I don't want to say all men who are in that caliber, but most men that are in that caliber of money, they're not gonna want somebody who's confrontational. They're not gonna want these guys can have any girl in the world. Why the hell would they settle with somebody who's always fighting with them? Who's always, you know what I'm saying? So and a lot of these girls, when they just focus on the money and get with guys like that, they're gonna. I mean, how many times have you heard stories about these guys, the girls who get with these Saudi Arabian oil lords that fucking beat them and fucking abuse them all the time, right? Because they went with the guy for the money, and then they realized the guy's a fucking piece of shit. So I feel like if a lot of these girls got into the nitty gritty of they asked questions about the relationship and got into the nitty gritty of the relationship, money would literally be the last fucking thing they care about.
Compromises to the things that you want based off of hearing the statistics, like the house, how many kids, cars, vacations, you know, living in your nice neighborhood. Like, what compromises would you make? Or would you not be willing to make any compromises, and this is just the life that you want? End all be all.
I just think at this stage in my life, because I'm 24, and I've dated a few guys, and that's still a goal of mine. Maybe if I was like 30 and, you know, my fertility clock was ticking and I needed to make some compromises to kind of like settle down with somebody, then I would probably be able to do that. But as of right now, that is still a goal of mine, and I think that it's achievable. Because I think that you can live that life with $300,000. Probably not.
It's a lot of money, man. That's $300,000 for one person is a lot of fucking money to make in a year, bro. You know, if she would have said $300,000 between the two, that's somewhat more realistic, but it's still a lot of money. For $150,000 each is still a lot of money per single person. But $300,000 for a fucking person is a lot.
But $300,000 probably.
It's very different when you're expecting someone else to do it for you versus like, I'm gonna do it myself.
Right.
And then, you know, whoever I'm with will hopefully have a similar mindset and be able to like work towards it with me, and we can kind of tackle it together.
Right. Yeah, it's like if you have 20K and I have 20K, like we can get so much more done as opposed to myself or yourself or me just demanding that you have that. It would never work for me.
Yeah, no, I'm not too fixated on the salary. I still want to be comfortable and hopefully have some of the things that I wasn't able to have, you know, go on trips and have kids and have them well taken care of. So whatever that means, it's a cliche saying, but like my best friend growing up, she came from a family of 8, also a blended family like mine, and her mom always said, you always make things work. So I'm like actually not even worried about it, because I think if you just think that I'm gonna make it work, we're gonna make it work.
And overall, just to round out this video, would you say that you're surprised by the statistics I showed you, like the median income of the 31-year-old only being, let me look really quick, $45,000?
Oh yeah, I'm shocked. But then again, like, I understand it now that I think back of like different conversations I've had with people, different dates that I've went on. I'm like, that does make a lot of sense. But at the same time, it's also kind of nerve-wracking, because if I'm thinking like, you know, back in the day, like if you would have thought like in high school, like, hey, you know, once I'm 30, you know, everyone thought like, oh, at least for girls, like we're gonna be married, you know, we're gonna have kids, we're gonna be living in this big house, and that's not even like the standard of living currently, or even like the average. So yeah, like that's insane to think about.
Yes, this is what I was talking about earlier when I said that a lot of these girls probably brought up in like a very like medium to well-off family, where that's why their expectations are so high, right? Like these are not average girls. These are not girls who their parents, you know, work at a factory. These girls, their parents are probably doctors or lawyers or architects. Like she just said it herself. Like she was expecting to grow up and have a big house and a big family. Like that's like the average person is not expecting that. The average person is probably not even expecting to have a house, let alone, you know, a big house or a big family or nice cars, you know. So these girls definitely have a different background than the average girl. So it's hard to take what these girls are saying as the average is not the average.
It's crazy when you have an idea of what you want, but you don't really know what it is you're asking for.
Yeah, you don't know the true value of things until like you're currently experiencing it.
I think just surprised, honestly, because I wouldn't have guessed that. So it's good to know what is more realistic.
I'm definitely shocked, to say the least, especially for me picking 27. I wonder if maybe I would have picked a little bit of an older age, but it just wasn't ideal for where they would be at. But you said people don't even eclipse over 61,000. 65,000 over their life. That's just like,
for the median, yeah.
Yeah, for the average of people, it's interesting. So, I mean, I guess it really just depends on what you do for a living. It was a huge takeaway for me. I would have never guessed that number.
Yeah, because even if you go to 30, it's 45,000. 35, 52,000.
Wow.
And when you're a woman who's making, you know, a good
She's still
amount.
Miss Pagani over here is just like, her mind is blown completely. She can't believe these numbers that they're down here, bro. She's just like, she was like on another planet, another solar system, and she's slowly being like dragged back down to Earth, and she still like can't believe it.
It's like you don't even think about a man making less than you. I think is the mindset that a lot of women have.
I don't know, for myself, because I
That's the only thing I don't understand. Why is it a normality for women to expect a man not to make less than her, right? Like, what's wrong with a man making less than you? There's nothing wrong with that. Some women, success is an individual thing. A woman can be very successful in her job and make a shit ton of money. She could be a lawyer, a very successful lawyer, a very successful doctor. Now, does her husband now forced to be even more successful lawyer or a more successful doctor simply because he can't simply make less than her? That's dumb. That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That doesn't make any sense. That whole social norm where a girl expects the guy to make more than her always, that's not the way the world works, man. Especially in a relationship where both of you guys are supposed to be partners, right? If one person makes more money, you're not automatically forced to start to make more money as well. It doesn't work that way. If one person making more money, all that means is that as a couple, you guys are successful. You guys as a pair are succeeding forward, right? And if you just happen to make more money after he makes more money, that's even better for both of you. It's both of you against the world. It's not he makes more money, so now I have to make more money. Like that doesn't equate.
At a young age, just figured out like the type of people to be around and how to invest and turn more money into money and things of that nature. So to know that a lot of people work really hard and never get there is like sad, I guess. Because I don't care if my man makes less money than me. Like, bitch, I'll pay for the trip to Bora Bora, but like, just be cool. So yeah, that's interesting to know that. Do you feel like a lot of women nowadays are like, I demand this? Like,
yeah, I do, and I think a lot of it has to do with social media.
Yeah, me too.
Just really painting an unrealistic picture of what we should be looking for in a partner, and also just.
But it's weird to blame social media because these things have been happening even before social media. I remember when I was growing up as a kid, I always used to hear that a woman couldn't make, that a man always had to make more than the woman, that the man always had to pay all the bills. But this is not like a new thing. This has been going on for a while. To blame social media is kind of, it's kind of a cheap cop out. Has social media helped? No, it has not. But it's not the only reason this has been happening. This has been happening forever. These are just social norms that are super outdated from like the 50s and the 40s and the 30s that need to be changed. It has nothing to do with social media.
Like, if a guy's 25 years old, he's not going to be making $250K. Like it takes a long time to make money.
100%.
And I think people who don't grind and work themselves or come from a background where they had to like really work for money or understand the value of a dollar, they don't understand how hard you have to work to make money.
Sure.
And some people, they work their butt off and they never make that much money.
I'm gonna have to accept a man that makes $60,000, and honestly,
why did she say it like that? I have to accept a man who makes $60,000. Bro, if a guy's making $60,000, that's a good salary for a guy. For an average guy making $60,000, that means he's doing really good in whatever field that he's in, right? Like $60,000 a year is what, like $30 an hour, $40 an hour? That's a lot of money, bro. $28.85 is $60,000 a year. $28.85 is not a bad fucking salary, dude. Like, she's making it seem like, oh, I have to accept the guy who makes $60,000 a year. Oh my God. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
From what I'm hearing, it sounds like they'd be a lot better, for one. But for two, a man that's going to come home and not cheat on you.
So were you shocked by the median income of a 32-year-old?
Yeah, that's just insane.
My conclusion is that
Miss 650. Let's see what Miss 650 has to say.
these questions that you asked me are very important factors in, you know, having a relationship with someone and having a happy, comfortable marriage, having realistic expectations in your life and with a partner, you know, or being in a situation where you're settling, you know, with a partner. It just brings up all those different things. I guess my takeaway from this is that I probably should be studying, you know, different jobs that these men can be having.
She hasn't changed her position at all. She still believes that she's going to get a guy who makes $650,000 a year. Instead of saying, oh, maybe I should drop my expectations, maybe I should get more realistic. No, her thing is, I just need to figure out what job it is that pays $650 a year and then go for that guy. So she doesn't give a fuck about the guy. She gives a fuck about the job. She gives a fuck about the income. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. What if that guy's a piece of shit? Are you gonna get with the guy because he makes $650 a year and deal with him because he's a piece of shit just because he makes $650 a year? That's dumb. That is super, super fucking dumb.
Because I need to change. Maybe if I really want to find my ideal husband, I need to change, you know, what rooms I'm showing up in.
All right, guys, that is all I have for this video. If you liked it or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you like this style video and want me to continue bringing women on my channel, let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know what questions and topics and different things you would like me to cover.
Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys. She makes some great videos. Courtney Ryan, huge shout out to her. I'm going to turn this into a YouTube video, so I'm going to just give my final thoughts on this. Unfortunately, it looks like a lot of these questions were loaded on the financial aspects of relationships instead of the overarching relationship as a whole. Like I said, I feel like a lot of these women, one, grew up in very well-off, environments. You know, their dads had very good jobs. Some of these people, they seem like their moms or stay-at-home moms. Unfortunately, the average person does not grow up or live in that environment. So to expect that from the average person is you're lying to yourself. You're deceiving yourself. You're not going to find that. As you saw, top 10% of guys make $100,000 a year. So unless you're going to get with the top 10% of guys, regardless of how they treat you or how they act with you, they gotta bring down those expectations. And again, like I mentioned, those guys that are making $100,000, those guys are later on in their careers. You need to, in order for you to get to that level, you need to be super successful in whatever industry you're in. And usually to get that success, you need to be very focused and very determined in your job. Your job is kind of your life at that point. Like, this is not something like the average person that's making over $100,000 a year is not the type of guy that just goes in, clocks in, and comes back home. These people are the guys who are constantly on the phone, who are constantly traveling, who are staying late at work. This is not the average person. And a lot of these girls wanted guys to give them a bunch of attention. So these guys that are making $100,000 a year are probably not going to be able to give you as much attention as you want. You know, these expectations need to drop. And two, to the final point here is, I'm pretty sure that if they looked at the relationship as a whole, they can care less about the money, dude. I think if the guy is attractive, if they connect on an emotional level, if they have things that they have in common, if their lifestyles are the same, I think money is the last thing they'll care about. I know guys who are freaking bums who don't even have a job, and they're dating some of the most beautiful women, in my hometown. Like, why? Because they get along. They're like-minded. That the relationship, is more than just financial. So I feel like these questions were really loaded to the financial aspect of relationships instead of the overarching relationship. And I think money has very little to do. But specifically with the girls in the video, I think these girls were brought up in a completely different environment than the average people. So their responses were obviously way out of the normal. I mean, Miss Pagani wanted a fucking 5-acre house, a Pagani, which is a $3.4 million fucking car. I mean, one girl wanted a guy to make $650,000 a year. These are not average responses, bro. These are definitely not average responses. So that's my takeaway with this video. If you guys like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you want to see more of this type of content live and interact with me in the chat, head over to twitch.tv/Mightyflux.